Alrighty, everyone. Was that premature?
We're live.
And we are now live. Oh, I just got the notification on my phone, no less. Welcome back, everyone. Crimson, would you like to say what happened last time on this underground mountain goblin mine thing of D&D?
Sure. So, to let everyone know, previously on the night crew, what happened was we essentially had gone through the mine some. We had gone through the left corridor to find out that cave-ins actually used to happen here, and one of the people got caved in. With that being said, the goblins, having done the small tunnels all over the place, has compromised the infrastructure a little bit. We had gone into one of the side tunnels and basically killed all the goblins there, and saw a goblin run across behind us. We went back, and apparently the goblin had... How do I say this? The goblin had cut all the support beams so that if we weren't careful, things would start caving in. Not knowing this, I tried to go down one of the side tunnels to see what was down there, and just a few steps in, it started beginning to cave in. My plan was to do a controlled cave-in, because if the support beams were still structurally sound like I thought they were, it would have been fine. Just that one tunnel would have collapsed. If it connected to any other goblin tunnels, we wouldn't have to worry.
To translate on that part, she threw a shovel at a mountain and it gave a little hint of disgruntlement.
Yes, so then the whole side started caving in, so we used the goblin wagon to book it out of there. Then we went up. We went and looked in the one of the sides that tapered off. Found out that in there was a bunch of cages. Made the assumption that that's probably where the owlbear came from. Came back, had to step over a rope trap. We went with the goblin cart up the rails. It set off another trap using the lights, where it dropped the oil. We were so lucky it didn't catch fire, because it got on some of us and the goblin wagon.
Y'all were one dice set away from getting burned alive with oil on you.
Yeah, apparently goblins have night vision, or dark vision, so they don't need light. So all the lights we see is sort of pointless.
They're for our benefit.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Potentially, that is.
So after that, we came up the rails and see a line of goblin carts.
Okay. That is pretty much it. And now we find ourselves in what is to be, allegedly, the final stage of this dungeon crawl. With this, as you begin to ascend slightly, descend. You descend further into the mountain. You see ahead of you, there is a room glittering with crystal gems that are glowing, largely green, some blue, a few purple. They all shimmer in their own radiance, illuminating the area. With this, the area is dimly lit, all cascading in a green hue. Before you, in your immediate sights as you descend, you are able to see that there is a goblin chieftain who is currently standing outside his tent, barking orders and making motions of pointing and making arm motions in either language of some kind, and otherwise he appears to be giving command. The wagon ahead of you, the goblin pump wagon, all lined up neat in a row, are currently being loaded up with a myriad of supplies, crates, and cages. In some of those cages, in the lighting, you are able to see wolves, hogs, and a small variety of lesser creatures. With this being largely rabbits and squirrels and a few turtles. But with that, you are able to hear the cascading footsteps of hurried feet and the rushed tone of voice of panic. With this, everyone roll initiative.
Yay. So, question.
See,
Do we see the owlbear egg?
you are able to see a. Actually, it's a distance away. Roll perception.
Okay. 15?
All right. You are able to see in a prized perch upon the first cart. There is an ovular shape of a light turquoise hue.
The owlbear egg. The whole reason we
Currently
came.
on these carts, there are a myriad of supplies as well as a small crew, each belonging to each of the carts. They look ready to depart. Okay. So with this, let me get the initiatives written in, and we should be able to begin shortly.
They're trying to escape.
Okay.
I'll just be another 30 or so seconds,
Mhm.
and I'll be right with you all, just getting all this in order.
Mhm.
Cannot let them.
What in the world?
Oh,
What
sorry.
do y'all think we should do?
Uh,
Should we go head on? I see that looks like there may be passages off to the left and right. Should we veer off? And
well, they look like they're loading them up to get them out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
If he said the egg is on the first cart, ramming the first cart is not a good idea.
yeah. My
the
suggestion
strat?
would be go after the leader. And then.
Actually, that depends on how they've got it on there.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
ram the leader is what you're saying?
That's where the egg is.
No, I'm saying the guy off to the side in front of the tent over here.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of the leader. The others go into disarray. At least a little bit.
What was our thing where we could move further than normal?
That would be a strength check on. That would have been Zargish and Lit, but unfortunately, Lit is not able to join us today in glorious battle under the mountain. But with
Is my thingy still here from last
it is
time?
still around. I will allow it to be around. But with
Okay,
that,
good.
Zargish will need to make a strength check, and you, Sai, will need to make an arcane check to get the arcane, or rather the unseen servant, to be able to muster the air quote magical strength to continue with the mechanical maneuvers of making this pump
I
go.
rolled an 18.
Okay. So with that, okay, you'll be able to go 40 feet in one turn. Okay. Now let me add in the goblins' initiatives. Okay.
Okay.
So, can I move the cart though?
1 second.
Well, we
mean,
don't
we
know
can.
if we go first.
Oh,
That's a bit of surprise. No?
Because
Maybe.
we.
I mean, if he's pointing and screaming at us, I don't think we have surprise.
He didn't say pointing and screaming at us.
They're panicked, so they're probably freaking out about the fact that, oh, hey, we've been attacking
Wiping out
them.
rooms.
Then again, if they didn't steal the flippin' egg, we wouldn't have chased them. Okay. So,
And in just another moment, I will be ready with you. And the final one. Ooh,
oh dear.
interesting.
Whenever the DM goes, ooh, interesting, you know it's bad.
No, that's just me.
Oh dear.
All right, initiative is sorted. Who is ready to do the D of a D? Okay.
I think we all are.
All righty. With this, you do have that roll, and it does work. You do go 40 feet. However, in this turn initiative, first things first. With this, the goblin boss is able to hear you approach, racketing and clacketing down the hall. He gives a final order. I do believe you are within 2 minutes of the final ending of your comprehend language spell.
Okay.
He says, barking aloud, all that have family left, leave. All that don't, protect. And with this, you can hear a cacophony of cheers and the beginning clacking and metallic tapping of the goblin pump wagons gearing up, ready to go. The final amounts of goblins have mounted their wagons and are now in the midst of attempting to leave. With this, end of boss turn. Next turn, Goblo Group 1.
Real,
1 second.
real quick, I want to tell the others what I heard.
Which directions are the carts facing?
They are facing up and out,
Away from us?
away from you.
Okay, that means they're going through the other exit.
They are going this way. Okay. End of Goblin Group 1. First turn. Sam, what do you wish to do?
First of all, is there lanterns on the goblin carts?
They do have small light sources on them, but these light sources are small, excavated cropping of the green crystals.
I was thinking we could fire lanterns near them and maybe set them on fire so they can't escape.
Since I have the first turn, can I direct us or no?
You can suggest where you can go, but you can't make the physical movement go.
Okay, then let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can suggest as a free action, of course.
You could loose an arrow. Shoot at something.
I'm seeing how far he is in order to do that. So let's see. I should be able to do it. Can I shoot at him?
You certainly may. Roll to hit. That does hit. Roll for damage.
So it'd be a 5.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do? With that, you are loosing your arrow. You pull back and you catch him in his shoulder pad. He then grabs the arrow. He looks a little annoyed and breaks it and throws the shaft to the ground.
He's stronger than the others. Okay. Let's get our egg back.
Okay. With that, next up, Zargish. What do you wish to do? You already gave the strength check, which was required, and it passed. But what else would you like to do?
Let me look at my character sheet real quick. I'm low on health. I'm going to use one of my last 2 key to cast. Not cast.
To slap yourself.
Hand of healing. Mm-hmm. Know myself. Because I have 11 HP. Rolling. Hell yeah, I get 5 HP.
All right.
I take a
Add that
second
to-
from my vigorous pumping to slap myself in the face and give myself HP.
There's no way to say this without sounding okay. Okay. So with that, is there anything else you wish to do? Because at the moment, I do believe that doesn't take a full action, so you could store some kind of action.
I thought that was a full action.
Was it a full action of
It's-
hitting yourself with key?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
hand
then.
of healing as an action.
So in that case, never mind.
Yep,
Is there
I'm
anything
I'm
else you'd
vibing.
like-
I'm pumping the cart.
Okay. So with that, next comes Sai. What do you wish to do?
So, where, Crimson, where was your suggestion where you wanted the cart to go? So we had 40 feet, right?
You would basically just exit the mouth.
Is the goal to ram the leader? Or are we trying to chase the carts and ignore the leader? Sounds like a good idea.
And with this, more is revealed. You are able to see further to your left. You can see that there is the beginnings of a outcropping of sorts. Actually, this would allow you to see this one.
Can I
And there-
use my bonus action to give Sam Bardic Inspiration?
You certainly may.
All right. So you got Bardic Inspiration now.
To your right, you're able to see as far as you can, with the exception of the outcropping of stone blocking your path. There seems to be the beginning of tents. This way. Yeah, you should be able to see all the way back here. All right. With this, you are able to see on your right the beginnings of tents. Further above and to your right, you are able to see, in a more of like on your about 3 or 4 angle on the clock, you are able to see in your front right area that there is the beginning, looks to be a storage area. Crates piled high, many of which are small, but others of which are open. Many of
Here's-
which seem to be exposing clumps of hay and other various objects and doodad.
Here's the question for y'all: will y'all be satisfied if we get back the owlbear egg, or will you only be satisfied if we genocide every single one of these goblins?
Yeah, I was about to say, you've told us what the goblin said earlier, right? So we're not exactly doing the greatest of things. I mean, yeah, goblins are pretty much just pests, but yeah.
I guess the question is, if we get the owlbear egg, do you want to continue to chase the goblins, or do you want to come back here and potentially loot this entire area?
I mean, the ones that are running away can just leave, I guess. I don't know. They'll probably hold a grudge. They'll probably come back, but do you really feel like trekking across the entire countryside to
Well,
hunt
the
down
only
every
problem is that
single
the egg
one?
is on the back one. So if we don't,
Wait, I thought the
Or
egg
rather,
was
it's on
this
the
one.
front, technically.
The egg is here?
It's in the front.
Oh, shit. So wait, they're facing away from us?
They are. You're gonna have to hightail it if you really want that egg. So
Oh, so
what
my-
does
my
the
turn-
party
my turn
wish
is
to
done.
do?
chase this cart until we get the egg, and then do as we should decide.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Okay.
Do you guys think that we can just like stop the cart from like getting too far away?
Yeah, we kill all the goblins on it.
Yeah, like from here.
Someone with a bow and a boomerang can.
Okay. So, what is it the party wishes to do? Currently, it is Sai's turn.
Oh, I've done my like.
You've done the
almost-
movement, but is there anything else you wish to do?
Boomerang?
Oh, I did bonus as well. Yeah, what's
Boomerang?
Didn't
Yeah,
you
no,
bardic
I'm-
inspiration?
That's a bonus.
Yes.
You can still attack if you
Uh,
want, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at my stuff.
He can with his offhand, I suppose, because he's just guiding it.
So yeah, I'll throw Beast Fang at the front cart, which will be with disadvantage.
Okay. All right. And that. Oop, scrolled too far. And that will hit.
So yeah, that's at the driver of the lead
Okay.
cart with the egg.
So roll for damage then.
5.
Okay. So with that, you are able to throw the boomerang, and you are able to make contact. However, this goblin does not fall dead. You do slice him up very good, though. And each of these carts has a crew of 6. 1 driver, 4 people on the pump, and then 1 person that is... Oh, no, I'm sorry. There are 6, 1 driver, 1 on the perch, 2 on the pump, 1 that acts as a kind of guard that is a bow and arrow person, and then 1 that is steering. No, wait. Let me look at my notes. Oop, I'm sorry. It's two pilots, or 1 driver that is... No, I'm sorry. 2 drivers. The guy that is physically steering the rudder. 2 that are pumping, and then 1 that is 2, 4. Nope, I'm sorry. So yeah, it's 2 people on the rudder, 4 on the mechanism, and you hit 1 of the 2 drivers. But he is really beat up with that claw mark, especially on his neck.
Sam, what do you exactly want to do with the owlbear egg?
Raise an owlbear? Why not?
Okay. Just kind of getting clarity on it. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Next up, Goblin Group 2. Okay. Yep, that's them. All right. You are able to hear a war cry usher out from your right, and you are able to see the first of the goblins exiting out of this area to the side. Okay. Doo-doo-doo. And doo-doo-doo. Okay. These 2 goblins are currently in range for javelins. They are going to be throwing it at the cart. And with this, the cart does have an AC of 16, just so everyone knows. Okay. So with this, okay, that's a hit, and the other's a miss. And that will be a grand total of 4 damage. Not much. All right. So with this, now it goes to the boss, Goblin Group Orn. The Chief Goblin, seeing the cascading fight in front of him, looks to the carts, looks back at you, and ushers a loud barking order. Take what you can! Leave now! And he then steps in front of the cart, or at least in front of the rail, guarding the carts behind him. The carts are slowly beginning to move, one by one. It is a slow start, but now things are in motion.
An honorable death he will have, defending his people.
Now, with this, Goblin Group 2, or no, Group 1, yes, Red 1. Okay, so with this, more goblins are erupting out of the walls, it seems. They're coming from every which angle. At this point, you now face the green tide. Sam, your turn. Roll perception. That will get you. You are able to see that there is a small amount of crates on there, some of which look to be supply boxes. There are a few cages, several with chickens, a few with hares, one turtle.
Carts. How wide is the cart?
The cart is approximately 6 feet wide.
So we can't go through them? We have to hit one of these guys, is what you're saying?
Gonna collide with something if you go down the tunnel.
If we want to go forward, we're gonna hit that, and we're gonna be like right here. That's 40 feet, unless we can roll for further.
Should we attempt to go past him and ignore them?
Because you could just try and plow through him.
Does plowing through him affect our movement?
Yeah.
It only reduces things by 5, which so far has
Oh.
not been a problem inside a cave.
Why I would not go for him, I would go for the one next to him. He was likely easier to get by. Potentially, yeah.
How much stronger is an owlbear egg than a regular egg?
That really depends, but significantly stronger than a chicken egg, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, like it's not like the chicken egg's thinness scaled up to the size of an owlbear egg. It's actually thicker.
Yeah,
Tough animal, tough hide.
Let's plow through this guy and try to hit the back of the cart.
Which guy?
Okay. A 10 to hit the boss. Does not hit. You are able to pull back your bow, loose an arrow. You do clip one of the ceremonial feathers off of his helmet, but with that, he's able to duck out of the way before anything truly damaging happens. Okay. So with this, is there anything else you wish to do? Okay. Now, with this, Zargish, what do you wish to do?
Can I do my strength check to make sure we can go 40 the next turn?
You may.
Do I do my Arcana on my turn or during this?
You can do that during this.
Okay.
Okay, you'll be able to go the regular 30.
Oof.
Sad.
No, wait, I'm sorry. If you make up to 10, you get 30. If you do above 10, but before 15, you get 40. If you go above the 15, you are able to go up to 60.
So we both got 11. We got 40 then, right?
Yes, so you should be able to do 40.
Okay.
I'll throw a dart, between pumps. I'll throw a dart at the goblin on the rails in front of us.
The little goblin? Or
Yep. I don't want to provoke the attack of opportunity, the small one.
Okay. So with that, roll to hit.
With my dart. dirty boy.
Oh, and you're attacking this one?
Yeah, because it'll provoke an attack of opportunity when we pass it, and I'd rather not. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I do. And I can actually probably kill him with one. Oh, all right. Rolling. I rolled 20.
That definitely hits. Is it dirty?
6 damage.
Okay. With that, you are able to throw a dart and pierce a goblin's heart, but not in a good way. He's a dead goblin.
Is there a good way to pierce someone's heart?
Cupid arrow maybe, but if
Hmm.
that is unless. Okay. So with this, is there anything else you wish to do?
Nah, I'm pumping.
Okay. So with this, next up, Sai, your turn.
Alright, so we get to move the 40.
Absolutely. And you wish to go which way?
I mean,
I would say
So-
through the weaker guy, because the weaker guy has a lesser chance to be able to stop us.
well, this guy's already taken damage.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Actually, what happens? Okay, I have a question. What happens, theoretically, if I go forwards and I hit the guy and he doesn't die?
Well, for one, he would be pissed, but first he has to make a deck save to have the smarts to jump out the way. Or rather, to be able to just simply jump out the way. Because I don't think a lot of people are going to take a car to the face.
You can try to go
so
through the middle, and
we could just hope that he jumps out of the way.
sure. If you want, just go straight ahead. If you guys.
I
think
mean,
it's a good
they're all goblins. They're all pretty cowardly.
idea. Mhm.
Mm.
Well, this one is probably the least cowardly of all the goblins we've seen.
Let's just go straight ahead, guys. We need to make sure
Okay.
we're getting these going. We're on a limited time.
Let's go.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I gotta measure it.
Mm-hmm.
So 40 rams us into the back of this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
As you go forward, let me see if he passes. Okay, he does. He does manage to hop out of the way, but you do see that he is able to draw a hook out of his hand. He then... well, that failed. He then tries to swing at the cart with the hook, allegedly with the chance to grapple on and get on. But with this, he missed his mark. Too fast. With this, he then kind of throws the hook to the side and has his weapons ready. Now, let's see about damage for the card. Okay, so with that, there is a grand total of 13 damage done to the cart in front of you. You've clearly broken the back rudder. Okay, so with this, the wagon directly in front of you has been damaged. The rudder to steer it is broken. However, if they truly wanted to, they could go without steering, but that might be a tad crucial.
Mhm.
With this, if it would show up, there we go. This one is a tad immobilized. Its movement is greatly reduced. Okay. With this. Okay. Sam, you are up
Oh.
on the perch.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't done.
Yeah, I was just one last thing before. Sam,
Yeah.
as you are on the perch and you have the better vantage point, as you have rapidly approached this cart and have now rammed it with the vehicle, you are able to get a clearer view of what all is in front of you. You are able to see that there are hundreds of small green bodies on these carts, not individually, but all scattered throughout the area. You are able to see that there are a multitude of these goblin creatures that are significantly smaller than those you have fought previously. They look young.
Okay, let's just get the egg and get out of here. I don't want to attack children.
Oh, come on, we've come this far.
No. That's on
So
y'all. That's on y'all.
We've already slaughtered their families. We invaded their home and killed all their parents.
They stole our egg, and that's all I'm after.
They saw an egg and then they took it. That's an excuse to genocide everyone? Okay.
I said all I'm after. I don't know about you guys.
I'll be okay with them living. Let's get that
Okay.
egg.
So, Sai, it is still your turn. What do you wish to do?
Ooh, okay. So I feel like this should not be a solely me decision again, because this one's pretty drastic. I think it's time to throw the jar that contains Tethesis behind us into the group of goblins and stick it on them.
No,
my.
no. Let's wait because I feel like we're going to need it later on. And that
Let me
thing
pull out a stat block.
Teephasis is in liquid. It might only be able to. It might just flop around like a fish.
or it could expand and attack everything, including us. Let's wait until we get a.
Okay.
Let's wait. That's gonna be
Okay,
our
after-
last resort.
I was about to say, after this, if we don't use it, can we seek out someone that maybe can tell us what it is?
Yes.
Okay, I'm totally down for that. I will refrain from throwing the monstrosity in the jar.
Are you sure? Live your life. Throw the dice. Why don't you?
No. Because if a DM encourages it, it's probably a bad
Yeah.
idea.
No.
If you, you're.
Probably a bad or a fun bad idea. And this sounds like a really bad because it'll probably go after everyone, including us and the children.
For all you know, it'll flop around like a fish. The goblins will pick it up, raise it,
Well,
and then spend their
I
entire
mean,
lives hunting us down and using it as a pet.
At that point, it's not us killing the children.
No. We came for an objective.
Okay,
Let's get
okay,
the
okay,
objective and go.
Okay. I'm gonna throw my boomerang at the front cart where the egg is again.
Oh, by the way, if you want to loot this, we'll probably have to kill all the goblins in here. I do like loot very much.
Or we can let them just run away.
We don't need to be murder hobos.
We're past that point already, I'd say. Okay, so what's the strat? Grab the egg and run?
So you said you wanted to throw a boomerang at the driver,
Yeah,
or
I
at
wanna
least one of the
throw-
drivers up front.
What's left? I only injured the steering guy, right?
You only injured one of the steering guys.
Oh.
However, in this combat situation, I will be allowing the, I believe it's called penetrate rule, in which if you do over damage to one creature and do overkill damage, that leftover damage can go to the person next to it as swiping with your sword, but you only decapitate the guy in front of him, but you still follow through, and you give the other guy a little nick on the shoulder.
Alright, yeah. I'll throw my boomerang at the front cart, which is within regular range.
Okay,
16.
that hits. However, with this AC, as a house rule I do employ, Walmart resistance. Basically, if you match, you do half damage. You do, however, kill the first goblin that you shot before. And the blood spatters and gets on the face of the other driver. The blood flows, and it spreads. You manage to spray a few kids.
Ooh,
They
I was about to say, can I tell if the driver was a kid or not?
The driver, all of the driver and crew of these, all of the operating crew of these carts appear to be normal goblin size. Or adult size, as it. And with this... Okay.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wish to do?
Them kids are having good lessons right now.
I would turn to Sam and be like, "Is traumatizing them okay?"
A
It's
little
already
late
done.
for that.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Group 2, Goblin Blues. Now with this, you are actually able to see more area revealed. And with this, the majority of this area here. As you look behind you and see a small army of goblins, you are able to see that there is a myriad of floor mats and tents, many of which look to be for that of smaller sizes. Others
We
have...
get it. They're kids.
Yeah, hold on.
The
I have
guilt
this written
trip is
down.
not working.
Okay, jeez. You are able to see that there are a myriad of floor mats and other bed spreadings. There are tents as well as floor mats that are covered in hay, some of which look to be of smaller sizes. There are many lit campfires, some of which have to have pots that are currently bubbling. All right. With this, you are
Yes,
able...
there's toys lying everywhere, and in the pots is bubbling alphabet soup.
Okay.
We
geez.
get it.
All right, then. So, with this, Goblin Blue turn. You guys kind of put yourself in a bottleneck, you know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 10, 15, 20, 25. First Goblin gets up. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. Now with this... Nope, not part of it. All right. First one to attack is this guy here on the left. He will be taking a swing at the cart. Now with this, he hits. He's able to lightly damage the steering mechanism. He misses your hand side. Okay. That will be an additional 7 damage to the cart.
Are we allowed to know what the damage of the cart is?
At the moment, not exactly. However, you can make inferences. Okay. Next up, 2 goblins. They'll be taking pokes at you, Sai, and Zargish. Okay. Sai and Zar, you have a AC of 17, correct? Zar?
Yes.
Okay, and Sai, what was yours again? 14?
12.
12. Okay. So one of them does actually hit you, Sai, and the other, of course, does not hit Zargit. Okay. So with that, can I have you take 6 damage, please?
Are we still moving forward?
You are not. You are currently rammed into the back of this cart in the back.
How many living beings are on the cart in front of us?
You are able to see that the drivers have been squashed. So there are still 2, no, rather, there are 4 currently operating the mechanism that would be the seesawing mechanism of the pump wagon.
Are there
Okay.
any goblins of smaller stature on board?
There are. There
On this
appear
one?
to be a myriad of 10 or so souls, all currently scurrying behind crates, trying to be unseen.
Hmm.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
So with that, it's still the blue turn. Okay. And with this, these 2 in the back are going to be throwing their javelins at Sam. And what's your AC again?
My AC is. Give me just a moment.
Because one has
15.
rolled okay, one has rolled a 16 and the other rolled a 10. So with that, one of which does hit. Can I have you take a total of 5 damage?
Okay.
All right. So with that, end of Goblin Blue group turn. Now, the boss's turn. The boss gives one loud, barking order. However, it is now at the tail end of your spell, you are able to hear the first few words out of his mouth. Get oil, lamps, and light! And then, after the word light, the next few words are unintelligible to you. He gives a small series of 3 words afterward. With this, you no longer understand the languages spoken around you.
Guys, I think they're about to bomb us. We need to get off the cart.
Should we run? Are we trying to retreat?
So with
Run.
that,
Run forward.
The other question, Mr. DM, are the other carts still leaving? Are they still here?
the carts are still in the process of leaving, and now, with that command, it is still that section's turn. So with this, the first 3 carts are able to make their way out. The first one has exited out into the archway ahead of you.
That was a terrible pun.
What did I do?
Exited.
Oh, did I do that?
It wasn't
Yeah.
on purpose, and it wasn't obvious.
Oh, okay. So I take inspiration.
I've already got inspiration.
Add one more, like write it down somewhere. Inspiration in my campaign is meant to be a party-utilized pool of resources. But the person who has the inspiration can call dibs to use it first, but it ought to be a party agreed upon usage. A party spent pool. Or a party access pool. Okay. But with this, one of the little goblins that is currently on the cart in front of you, he then points to one of the bigger goblins, says something in small squeakish tones, and the bigger one carries or picks up 2 of the little ones around him, and one of the I'm sorry, 1 second. Had a small sneezing fit. Okay, one of the larger pilot goblins has hopped off of his cart and is now carrying 2 of the little ones. He throws them onto the back of the other cart, and to his left, a lit lantern. With this, he then takes the lantern, opens it, and retrieves the candle outside of it.
No.
You are able to see inside of the hallway ahead of you. There was a small series of ropes that were dangling from the ceiling. Please roll perception, everyone.
Oh. All this just to get an egg back.
Oof, 9.
I got a 21, not 20.
Natural. You are able to see, piercing through the illuminating gloom of the the green crystals, you are able to see that the ropes lead up into the ceiling. Above, you are able to see a net of ropes, a patchwork of ropes that tie together and seem to be suspending a multitude of boxes and crates, as well as a few barrels, through the ceiling. Some of these seem to be illuminated by the green light, but that green light illuminates. There are some red X's painted on some of these barrels, and 1 or 2 of the barrels is painted red.
Guys, I think they have oil above us. We need to, all of us, as soon as we can, need to get off and bolt out forward. Use all of your move action to get out.
I was about to say, dash gives us double movement, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
use it.
but you are all currently subject to opportunity attacks from 4 current members. All the guys on the right side.
Well, as of right now, I think it's either that or risk cave-in / oil dumped on us.
Burning alive.
Okay. Now with this, it goes to red. Now this group, this one is going to be running ahead of you. He is going to be
Quick.
grabbing another lantern, but opportunity attacks are in order.
Okay.
Czar, you are able to make an opportunity attack as well as Sam.
Quick question, y'all. Where are these ropes? Where is the stuff? Is it directly above us?
Let me paint a picture for you, because there was a natural 20. So with these,
Hmm.
there are ropes here, there. Basically, it looks like a spider's web is above you.
Okay.
But there
it's
are
not, it's not above us. It's in front of us.
There are a multitude of these ropes that are dangling down. A multitude are dangling down, but above you looks like a cacophony of spiders' webs of ropes suspending these crates and barrels. There are some strings poking out of these crates.
Yeah, they're bombs. We can still all move. We all should have 30 plus, or at least 25 movement speed. So we should all be able to get out of the cave in one setting.
By out, you mean back down?
I mean,
The south?
there.
Because these tunnels descend.
Where? I'm sorry.
Straight, here, let me get the measuring thingy. Yeah, that way. Straight out.
Would we have to do a bunch of checks? Are these carts all in our way?
Well,
They are currently.
There's a small path right here. We'd have to go through a goblin or two, but
With that natural 20, you do notice that basically the path ahead of you descends.
it goes down, so we'd be able to get out. Ooh. It goes
You
down.
could be descending just as easily further into the darkness.
According to what the thing said, this should be leading out.
Quite possibly.
Even if it doesn't, they'll be trapped in a cave with us.
Yeah, and the other thing is, why would they risk doing that and trapping their own people? Especially
Yeah.
children.
True.
Yeah, they're trying to separate us from the exit.
Yeah, so let's do this.
It's the great pain of a DM where my mouth has to be shut. Oh.
Okay,
So,
so
I say we swing so we can kill as many of these as we can so we can get out of those opportunity attacks.
attack
then
of
we run.
opportunity on this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're the matter of business right now. Okay,
Nope,
so
wrong.
he's trying to sneak past us.
Controls. There we go.
Yeah, that is not happening. I'm gonna.
Okay. So opportunity attack. Sam, roll to hit, and you hit. Roll for damage. This is one of the looms.
Ooh, that would be 19 because someone else is threatening as well.
Okay. And the quarterstaff does miss, but the arrow does pierce.
Do I have it? What is it called? Do I get to have 2 rolls?
No.
Advantage?
No.
Okay.
Why?
2 more people or something?
No.
Oh, threatening. That's just your special thing.
That's only for that class, of which none of you of which yet to ask. But anyway, with that, you are able to, as he is taking the candle out of the lantern, you are able to put an arrow through his chest. He falls down with candle in hand. He is a dead goblin.
Okay.
All right. So with that, there is this other goblin
That's
who's moving up. It is still the red goblin turn. You just guys got an opportunity attack. Now this one, he is going to be trying to doing the same thing. However, he can't reach in that turn. Okay. So with this, now, finally goes to Sam. Your turn proper. What do you wish to do?
Okay, I wish to not it's not letting me grab mine. So
Oh.
give me just a sec.
Yeah, I'll go ahead.
So I'm wanting to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 off the map.
Okay.
Dash, basically.
All
Through the
right then.
goblin.
So you'll be facing 4 opportunity attacks if you do
Oh.
so.
I'm going to use my disengage as a bonus action, and I'm going to use my full action to dash.
Okay.
How many opportunity attacks can you avoid with that?
The action itself is simply just the action. I don't think there is a limit to how many she can actively disengage in one go. It's simply doing the action of disengaging.
Well, she's already using the action of rushing.
Disengage for her is bonus.
Oh, for her in particular.
For her in particular, because of certain traits of her class.
Cool. The rest of us will have to fight our way through.
Well, I'm bolting to try to get that egg so we can get out.
All right. So
That's
with
my
that,
whole thing.
you are now going to face additional opportunity attacks, as you did disengage purely from these guys.
Okay.
So as you run further, you will now be subject to 4 opportunity attacks.
Okay.
2 per card. With this, and you said your AC was what again?
15.
15. So, first is a miss. The second is a miss. The third, a miss. Dang, rolling low. And the fourth, a hit. This one is a 16. And you said yours was 15,
15.
correct? Okay. So this one does connect. Can I have you take a grand total of 7 damage?
Okay.
All right. So now with that, is there anything else you can do?
No, I've used all my actions.
All right. Before you, as you rush further into the cave, you are able to see that there is the first card still making its way out. You are able to see that there is a small amount of cages on there. You are able to see that there are several goblin warriors, 2 of which are pumping on the pump, 1 of which is currently steering the mechanism. You are able to see that there are more of these small goblinoid creatures standing on the platform, shrieking in terror, seeing you. With this, you are able to see around you that more and more of these green crystals are illuminating the cave. There are no more lanterns ahead of you. With this, you are able to see an illuminated ovular shape on the back of this card, next to one of the goblins that are pumping, and next to the other, one that is steering. With this, they are frantically trying to pump, but you still get several chances to make your move. Okay. Next up is Zargish. Ultimately, you will have 3 chances to try and either snatch the egg and or do whatever else you wish to do in there. Does that make sense, or is that okay with you?
That's okay.
Okay.
I
So
should
with
only
this,
I should only provoke 1 attack of opportunity.
yes.
From the initial departure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So-
they can't move forward because that.
Whoa. Okay, yeah. So with this, Zargish, your turn.
So that's my first 5 of movement. That'll provoke the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
And the
Yes, it
goblin
will.
boy below.
And that will be a 15 plus. Okay, so it does hit you with a 17 even. So that will be half damage.
Okay.
So that will be a total of. Okay. So half of that. 4 damage, please.
Damn, he must have rolled well.
He managed to get the full total of what he could get.
Cool beans. I will then go onward, plowing through this fool. I will smack him in the face with my stick.
Okay. All right. As a reaction, however, he will be able to. Let me roll. He is able to get the first spark of flame attached to one of these strings and ropes dangling from the ceiling. However, as he finally lights it and begins to turn,
He's trying to kill all of his goblin friends?
he is trying to save lives.
Well, his friends are still underneath the explosives, so...
They know full well. Okay, so with this, a
Nine
9.
damage.
A 9 does hit. Roll for damage.
No, the 9 is the damage.
Oh, the 9 is the damage. Okay,
18
quarter
was the
staff
hit.
of 18. Yeah, that does hit 9 damage. As he turns, after lighting the first ropes and sparks, as he turns, he is met with the butt end of a quarter staff. You smash in his skull. He is a dead goblin.
Oh yeah, and that was 10 of my movement. I'm going to go forward. The rest of my movement, 30, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, that puts me immediately off the map with probably Sam.
Okay. I'm just going to leave you there for now. And I
Cool.
will put an effect of...
Does that provoke any attacks of opportunity?
It does. You get 4 attacks of opportunity made against you, as these two cards have 2 available hands. All right. So with that, another 17 even,
Fuck.
a 16 plus 2, so 18, so that will be a regular hit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not.
I might die.
14 plus 2 is 15, so that misses. And then a 4. So 2 out of those hit. 1, however, hits even of your Walmart resistance. So with this, so half of 3 gets...
1.
Yeah, let's just do 1 on that one. And then the other gets a full 6. So 7 damage total, please.
Pain. I'm at 5 HP.
It seems you have all abandoned one of your colleagues. A shame. All right. So is there anything else you wish to do?
Me?
Yes.
I've used my attack, I've used my movement.
Okay.
What can I do as a bonus action again? What's the thing people have been
That's
doing?
up to you.
What's the thing people have been doing with it?
Typically they have been looking at their surroundings.
Oh yeah. What I want to do, I want to... How far away am I from Sam? Am I right next to her?
As you enter into the next cavern, you are able to see that Sam has made a progress of about 10 to 15 feet ahead of you, while the next cart in line, or the first cart in front, is able to be seen at a distance of 20 feet.
In front of me or her?
In front of you. In front of
Copy.
Crimson, it is 5 to 10 feet away. And I dropped a dice. I'm trying to find it. There it is.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. And the 3 chances of gathering this egg has been improved by a total of 1. There is a 4 chance total communally of acquiring this egg, as this cart is now in what is essentially the clear. You are able to see that this tunnel descends further into the mountain, further illuminated by green, glowing crystal. Okay, so with that, Sai, what do you wish to do? The first of the strings has been lit.
Don't get killed, my dude.
I guess I'm gonna use... Yeah, I'm gonna have to dash.
Okay. That will invoke 1 opportunity attack currently from where you are currently standing.
Okay.
So let's move on off to the side. So what do you wish to do?
I was dashing all the way up
all the way up. So that's 5,
Yeah.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And how far do you wish to go in total?
I'm gonna try and catch up to Zargish.
Okay. So with that, you do invoke a total of 1, 2, 3. And so that would be 4 plus 1. So 5 grand total opportunity attack.
Oh shit.
Because the first guy is this blue guy in the front. Then 2 each for these cards.
Yep.
Okay. So with that, and what is your AC again?
12.
All right. And I will be calling out these numbers to you with their bonuses. 8 plus 2, 10. So that's a miss. 6 plus 2, 8. Miss. 13 plus 2, 15. So what was yours again?
12.
12. Okay, so 1 hit. And that's 3 out of 5. And a grand total of 7, so that won't work. 4 out of 5. And the last is a 19 plus 2, so that hits. So 2 out of 5 hit. All right. Time for damage. 5 on the first, and a grand total of 7 on the second.
I'm dead.
So 5 and 7, put that together. What do you get? Math on a weekend. I cannot do that. Hold
You get dead.
Oh, you get unconscious. 5 plus 7 is 12 hit points total. Tell me, does this match your total hit points?
I had like 9.
Ah, let me reread what goes on with what is essentially the death rules. Okay, let me get back on those death saves. I'm not the most familiar with it. I believe you need to roll a series of d4s, but I need to touch up on that. Death saving throws, search. Come on. Okay. View page. All right. Death saving throws. When you start your turn with 0 hit points, you must make a special saving throw called a death saving throw to determine whether you creep closer to death or hang on to life. Unlike other saving throws, this one isn't tied to any ability score. You are in the hands of fate now, abided only by the spells and features that improve your chances of succeeding on a saving throw. Roll a d20. If the roll is higher than 10, you succeed. Otherwise, you fail. A success or failure has no effect by itself. On your third success, you become stable. See below. On your third failure, you die. Natural 20s are 2 successes, and natural 1s are 2 failures. Okay.
So roll 3 d20s.
3 d20s. Above a 10, you pass. Below a 10, you fail. And if you take any damage while you are at the 0 hit point threshold of death, you take 1 failure. And then stabilizing the creature. Okay. All right then.
Yeah, I just rolled under 10 3 times in a row.
Oh.
That is a true death. Unfortunately. Huh. Okay. Wasn't expecting to kill one of you. Vardak Tyrael, the human bard of the College of Lore, is no more. Slain by the goblin hands, trying to escape out of the tunnel. Now all that is left currently in the party is one Tortle Zargish and another undisclosed character that goes by the name of Sap.
If only
With
Lit
this-
was here.
If only Lit was here. With this, there are 2 members of your party, currently of which have traveled down the mine. As you enter in to this elongated section, before you, you are able to see a hallway, similar to those you've seen before, with a rail in front of you, but illuminated by green crystal. There is a light crystal glow in front of you as you go. Okay. So with this,
Wait,
Snap, or Vardak,
Mhm.
as he tries to recoup with his friends, he is dealt devastating blows, one by one. So, oh wait, no, the death saving throws are only for your turn.
yeah.
You are not dead just yet.
I was
Okay,
so
I
confused.
reread certain rules because I was
Yeah.
not sure that was the case.
So
It's
I
not
just
3 in
rolled
a row.
one failure.
Yes, good.
You've
Okay,
one
you
failed.
rolled one. You rolled one. Okay, I scared myself. I was like, oh god, I just killed a player.
Oh, come on. I got mentally prepared. I'm already ready for like the whole ceremony. We'll remember him. It'll be a whole thing.
No,
Okay.
it's one death save he failed. He has two more chances.
Yeah, I'll click on the failure.
Watch him
Okay.
still fail it though.
Yeah, I was
No.
about to say,
How
just watch
hilarious
me
would
die
that be?
still.
Okay.
Fate.
Why didn't none of you speak up sooner?
I was trying to. I realized what was going on.
Life
and
and
I'm
death here.
like,
Come on.
Okay. I'm super, like, bleeding out on the ground. I have to step away for 2 seconds while I bleed out.
Lols.
He has to check out mentally first.
Mhm.
Okay. Next up, there is the current total of 4 chances. Now, these goblins. Oh, that goes here. The goblins ahead see that there is trouble afoot. They rapidly begin their advance, all as one now. They then lurch forward. And I'm going to remove the dead ones. Okay. So with this, they then begin. As Sai is currently down on the ground, as Vardak is currently down on the ground, phasing in and out with his eyes, he is able to see that they are now taking their axes and spears and trying to cut the line. Okay. So with this, we are now in a more or less imaginary segment. So with this, now, the boss lurches forward. He then gets to the other carts and is barking orders. The cart that is currently at the end of the hall, as Sai is the only one able to see this, the cart at the end of the hall.
I am back, by the way.
Okay, so actually I can say this to you directly. So let me bring you over to the, the DM side room, because you are currently phasing in and out of consciousness. So let me bring you to the DM side room real quick, and I'll describe what you see.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Zar,
Yeah.
you go before the goblins after me, right?
Yes, I think so.
Is there any way you could grab Sai? Like, let me
Should
focus
I?
on getting the egg. I have 3 chances.
Okay, there is 2 carts between me and Sai. Or no, there's 1 cart between me and Sai. Does it take a whole action to like resuscitate?
Well, I'm saying just it would be, considering he's unconscious, it would be object interaction. So you go back, grab him, and then, because you can what's called disengage. So it would be 5, 10, grab him, go back 5, 10, 20, 30.
And I could disengage in order to avoid
Mm-hmm.
those that opportunity attack. Okay.
Yeah, and then use your movement to grab him and can.
I could also attack then, yeah?
Yeah. But the thing is, he's under the ropes, and the other goblins are hanging towards him. And if he gets hit at all, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
All
coup de
right,
grace.
well, I'm back. And Sai, as to keep in character with this, he will be sequestered currently to the DM side chat room. I'll be telling him whether or not he gets to roll to save his soul.
Hmm.
He'll be posting the results in the Tavern Talk.
No, dear.
So with this, you two, I will now bring you to a different map, as this one is no longer currently relevant. So with this, I'll be bringing you to this overview, essentially. All right. So with this, you two are now currently in an elongated hall. You are able to see that there is green light illuminating the area, and there are defenders on a cart that are now at the ready, two of which are currently pumping. The other two are now defending, and there is one still steering the mechanism with an egg between him and another that is steering, or rather, another that is doing the pump action. The egg is between the steerer and one of the pumpers, and there are two warriors actively ready to defend with bows. And with this, currently Crimson is upwards of 10 feet away, and Zargish, you are now only 15 feet away. And now they are picking up momentum. So with this, Goblins go first. I'll be doing their rolls, and we'll be seeing how far they go in each turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that, they are able to make... Okay. They are able to make the 40 going forward. As one of them passed, one of them failed, they get the median in between. Okay. So with that, they are able to go 40. Now with this, you are currently using your dashing actions. Or as such, but you will be telling me as you go how you want to go. So with this, they are able to begin picking up speed and propel themselves ever further. With this, you find them that they are now a total of 40 feet away from you, Crimson. So with this, what do you wish to do?
I'm going to dash using bonus action and grab for the egg.
You may absolutely try.
Roll 20.
So with
and
roll-
acrobatics.
No. With this, I would say there's not really a situation for this. So with this, let me look at applicable skills. I will quickly decide on which one. I'll be with you in just a moment,
Okay.
if this screen would load.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pause and reload the screen. Still not loading. Okay. All right. Can I please have you make a athletics check to first get up and get over to it, but then make a excuse me, sleight of hand check.
14 athletics.
Good, you pass.
Sleight
And
of
then?
hand. 12.
You are able to get up close enough to the cart, but with that 12, you are able to reach over and just miss grabbing the egg.
Darn it.
The egg is a total of about 3 feet tall and about 2 feet in diameter. With
Does
this, it
does
is
she
an
land on the
ovular
cart?
shape. Sorry?
Does she land on the cart?
She did not. She is still only running. If she wants to jump up onto it, that'll be a whole nother thing. But with this, there is one opportunity attack able to be made against it. This is a disadvantage. So that will be a fail.
Oh.
Okay. So with that, is there anything else you can or wish to do?
No.
All right. Zargish, your turn. You are currently upwards of now. You were about 10 feet away from her, so 40 feet. So you are now about 50 feet away from the cart. What do you wish to do?
Get
Of note,
some.
I'm also 10 feet away from our compadre.
You certainly may do as you please.
Leave him to die? Hell yeah.
Uh,
I will. Let me use my brain real quick. I'm low on HP. So, I want to run this by you. By running towards this cart, there's only one cart in front of me and him. I can get in front of the cart, right next to Sai, and I can drag him the rest of the way out while disengaging, thereby avoiding attacks of opportunity in this circumstance.
Disengage. No, you can't disengage from something you are yet to be engaged from.
Oh.
I'm going to get. I'm going
do
to
is
get.
the dodge action, because you can go into a situation and try not to get hit, and you can see everything that's in front of you will have disadvantage, or anything that is currently you are able to
Dodge.
perceive.
I'm
Okay.
going to go one step. Honestly, the last map would still be useful. I would be going into the next to the cart in order to go get Sai, and then I'll disengage while pulling him away up to the north.
Okay.
Is
So
that possible?
what you're trying to do is run that by me one more time.
Can
If you could pull up the other map, it'd be easier to illustrate.
Okay.
is-
But things have been happening as
Of
you have
course.
two now left.
Of course.
essentially the idea is he's going back, grabbing Sai, dodging / disengaging, so that way he doesn't get hit as he pulls Sai out.
Okay.
If it's possible.
So with that, you absolutely may. But now, all right. So as you turn back, you are taking the dodge action, correct?
Can I drag him while taking a dodge action?
That I would say can go with an additional strength check to, because the dodge action is a full action for you.
So
then.
I'm engaging, yeah? I'm going next to this guy, and by dragging him away, I'm provoking an attack of opportunity. So I can disengage while dragging? No?
Dodge / disengage. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you enter back into the room, you are able to see that as you now return, several things have now happened. You can see your friend Vardak bleeding along the cave wall. He has been propped up against the wall, and you can see that there is bloodied wounds on his chest and back. You can see that the other goblins have now, at this point, been able to turn around the other carts and are now leaving the other way. You can see that the strings above have been cut. There is no more flame and fire reaching above. And with this, the other goblins are now hurriedly rushing onto the carts and trying to leave.
In
The one that-
the same way that we left?
The same way you entered, allegedly.
Okay.
So
So
essentially,
does Sai look fucking dead? I'm 10 feet away from him.
So you are now about 10 feet away. So
Yeah.
with this, you can see that he's propped up against the cave wall. And now he looks bloodied and wounded and is currently unconscious. There is still fresh blood pouring from his wounds.
I wish to go and grab him because he's 10 feet away. And then yeet myself 30 feet in the other direction with him.
Okay.
I will pick him up and carry him.
So with that, you are able to pick him up and take him away into the next room.
Yep.
Let me roll something real quick. The goblins take notice. One goblin starts running towards the back and takes a defensive position. He then barks out affirmation. Sounds of distress and surprise. With this, other goblin heads turn. They look down the cave. Okay. So with this, you are able to see that the currently or previously damaged cart is now pulled off to the side, the one that you had previously rammed into. It has now been pulled to the side, and one of the carts, the one that you had originally commandeered, is now under the control of these goblins. And now they intend to leave the way you came in.
Cool.
So with this, you are able to grab Sai unchallenged. And you wish to return into the caves?
Go north.
Okay. So with this, you are able to pull him into the next area. All right. And now we bring ourselves back to the overview. You successfully pull him out of immediate harm's way. And now you are in the next room. Is there anything you wish to do? Because it seems that your action and bonus action and most of your movement are spent.
No, I'm just carrying him away. Being mindful as to where I step
Absolutely.
as best I can, carrying a guy who's unconscious.
So it seems your turn is now over. I'm going to be popping over to talk to Sai again.
Good job. With this, we can at least with this, we're all out. No more fighting. Do you have
Short
any,
rest would be nice.
do you have any more healing potions or a way to heal him?
I think I have. I think I have one lesser healing potion.
If you can use that on him, that would be fantastic because that would ensure he doesn't die.
Is that how it works? How do you resuscitate him?
Basically, you'd be forcing him to drink the potion, and it would bring him up above 0.
I see.
If I remember correctly. It's also based on DM rolls, so...
Watch him
Oh, he just rolled a
die
16.
in my arms.
He
Well,
just
that's
rolled
good.
a 16, so he just saved one of his throws.
Does that mean he becomes conscious?
I'm not sure. I don't really... I know it's one
It just-
roll per thing, but
It just doesn't count against him.
let's see. Okay, let's see. Death saves.
Your friend is still currently with you. So with this, now it goes to the goblin turn. They will once again make their move. Okay. So with this, they succeed. They get a full 40 to move forward. So now... Oh, that was the first one. First one succeeded. Second one succeeded as well. Okay. All right. They are able to make a grand distance total of 50 feet away, with a few minor complications happening on the card. So with this, now, what do you wish to do, Sam?
I'm going after it again. I'm
Absolutely.
bonus action to dash, and then I'm reaching for that egg.
Okay. So now it is a grand total distance of 50 feet away from you. You wish to dash the 50 feet to try and catch up, and then grab, I assume?
If I have to, I'll get on the cart and grab the egg, then jump off the cart.
So is that what you wish to do?
Sure.
Because with that, make an athletics check to keep pace with the cart.
Ugh. 40.
40?
Or, sorry, 4. 4.
Okay. I was like, wait, what?
4.
I know you people can roll high, but what the hell?
Four.
Okay. So with this, the cart appears to have picked up speed as fast as your legs can carry you. You don't seem to be able to truly keep pace That is
You
one
could always
of
shoot the egg. If we can't have it, neither should they.
Well, if that's the case and I can't get it, then I'm going to shoot at the wheel.
Okay. The wheel itself is armored, so you may try.
Okay. I mean, there's no harm in trying.
Are both the
No.
pilots intact?
At the moment of the grand total of collective chances, 2 of which have been spent, 1 of which was a success. The other a failure.
Okay, so are
So
both the pilots dead? How many pilots are alive on that cart?
There is 1 pilot. There are 2 using the pump to get them going,
You maybe
2
could have been able
warriors
to.
and 2 warriors defending.
okay, I'm
Grand
going.
total of 6.
I'm going to.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. There's 5 only. So yeah, 2 puppers, 1 pilot, and then 2 warriors. One of them was previously killed by a boomerang.
Okay, I'm going to attack the wheel.
You may try.
You might be able to more effectively kill one of them.
Yeah, but there's kids.
Oh, don't kill the kids.
Yeah, no.
With the short bow of 8, they seem to be picking up speed, and the wheel turns ever faster. You shoot an arrow. It flies through the air on but a whisper. It hits the wheel, but the wheel is going too fast. The arrow catches, but is quickly flung off, dealing in roll for damage.
Okay. Roll for damage.
Roll for damage.
That would have been 9.
9 damage total. Okay. Gonna reduce that because it was a true miss, but still. Okay. So that would have been 5 damage to the cart in total.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, that will unfortunately count as a failure.
Okay.
So now, Zargish, what do you wish to do?
How far away am I from this cart?
You have brought your friend into this tunnel, and this cart is now approximately, so you came back in, and now it's about a good 80 feet away from you, I think.
There's nothing I can do with that other than try to help my friend. I still have a lesser healing potion from earlier. I want to give it the last one I have to Sai. I want to pour it down his throat.
Okay.
Take
So
the
how do
medicine,
you wish to administer it?
pour it down his throat, and being careful to close his mouth afterwards to make sure he kind of like forces.
Make a quick medicine check of 8 or more, and we shall see.
I rolled a 22.
With that, you are able to pot his lips. Open the bottle with 1 quick plunk, and pour the contents down his throat. Okay, let me bring back over. Roll for the healing, and I'll get back to you.
I rolled a 22.
Roll for healing. The physical amount.
Is it a D4 for lesser?
I believe it's a D4 plus 2
Okay.
for lesser. All right, let me go get Sai. He's alive again.
Mhm.
That's 5 HP. Same as me.
Okay.
Ooh, that was quite the encounter.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Hello.
With that, your
Welcome
friend is still alive. The wounds in his back and side now seem to have sealed. But hurt he still is.
I rolled 5 health for him.
Yep, I saw. And now he has 5 under his belt, but he is still currently unconscious.
I have 5 as well.
Okay.
Welcome to the
So
team.
with this, what does the party wish to do? It is now
I'm still
Sai.
following along. I'm still running as fast
So-
as I can, carrying Sai.
Okay.
Trying to follow
So
up
you
with
plopped him
Sam.
down, put the potion in him, and now you're trying to pick him back up.
I
And
rolled a 22, my dude. I was walking while pouring the potion with one hand, dumping it in his mouth, and keep on moving.
I don't know about that, bud. Even with that, the medicine check was just to administer the potion itself. You plopped him down to do that.
Fine. I'm picking him up again, and I'm going as fast as I can, safely, behind.
Okay. You already
behind
used up
Sam.
your actions, so at best that cannot happen.
I can't move.
You can physically move, but you can't pick him up. You already did actions to put him down and administer him health. So with that,
How do you resuscitate someone?
you can stabilize someone or outright heal them. If you stabilize them, they don't really take a failure from a death saving throw.
When do they become conscious?
If they pass the rest of their saving throws. But he's now stable, so he basically just has to keep rolling to make sure, like, if he wakes up or not.
I see.
Okay, so with that, you are now a
I would like
best...
to look behind me and see if anyone's following.
Okay, roll perception, actually. Because I don't think you have dark vision. And if you do, it's bullshit, because every race has it, except for humans or some shit.
Yeah. I don't think I have it. I do not have dark vision.
I don't think you do. So with that, we are now about
I will-
2 hours in.
I rolled a 12. What do I see?
You are able to see that there is light emanating from the end of the tunnel. However, there seems to be flame, a flickering of flame. But with this, no enemies can be seen. No bodies, no adversaries, nothing.
Cool.
Okay,
I'm
so
going
let
to.
us
if
take...
there's,
Go ahead, what were you saying?
if there's nothing else I can do, I have my movement. I'm going to simply brace myself because I think there might be an explosion coming soon. I'm going to try to be between Sai and the. You know what? I'm going to do. I'm going to.
I think you can retract into your shell, but what action does that take for you?
It takes That's my no. Shell defense. As an action, I can gain +4 AC. on
Okay,
strength
so
and strength and
currently
combat.
you used your bonus action to administer the physical potion. You used your full action to drop him and do all that you did. So now best you can do is move between him and them.
I can't go into my shell.
That takes a full action, correct?
What was my action?
Your full action was taking him and putting him down.
It takes a full action. Okay.
That does.
I have no action, and all I have is movement speed.
Yep.
So I'm going to watch down the hall, waiting until I regain my ability to pick him up.
All of that happened within 6 seconds, so yeah.
I'm looking behind and taking a short breath as I wait until I have the strength to pick him up again and keep on running.
Okay.
Forward.
So with that, Sai, roll an additional death save, but a failure does not truly count against you in the total failures towards death. A failure is just another turn unconscious, really. And you need to make at least 2 more successes to regain consciousness.
18.
You succeed. 1 step closer to being truly back to the land of the living. Okay. So with that, it is about 2 hours in. Let's take a quick 5-minute break, and we'll be right back, because I need to check on my pup and probably let her out.
okay.
Okay. So with that, I'll put on some music atmosphere for that.
Well, that was
And
interesting.
we'll be back in 5 to 10.
Yep. Well, that was
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely not the direction I thought it was going.
Thank you for not letting me die.
Yeah, I had to really research that real quick. I was like, I don't think that's how that works. Because otherwise, you'd have been dead on the spot.
Yeah, we had discussed actually going back for you, and he was closer.
Okay, well, I'm stepping away for the break.
Okay.
All right.
Nice music.
And I'll be
Reminds me of
back.
the Postal 2 music.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step away as well, so I will catch y'all in a few. Anyone back yet? Anyone back yet? Hello? Guess not.
Hello, I just got back.
Okay, cool. Looks like Gaz and Czar are not back yet.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, so we're still waiting on Gaz.
Oh. I swear, this is the Postal 2 music, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, this isn't the Portal 2 music. It's just elevator music.
No. Postal. Not Portal.
Never heard. Is that a band or something?
No.
What is Postal music? Music that plays in...
No. Postal's a game.
Never heard of
Postal's that game where you go crazy and you kill a bunch of people. No? No, okay. No, it's different. It sounds very close though.
Let's see. Yeah, it's literally elevator music for 1 hour.
It sounds an awful lot like this, though. I was posting in Tavern Talk. No, Postal 2 is really weird. It's like a game where you have the option to go crazy and kill everybody, but you can sort of also beat the game by being a regular, normal, everyday civilian.
Okay.
But it's just far easier to lay waste to the town. People get on your nerves a lot. Game's really slow if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first mission is go and wait in line at the bank.
So it's encouraging you to do mass.
Yeah, it's basically you're at the back of the line and you gotta wait like, several minutes in a lineup to cash a check. Remember the bank gets robbed by bank robbers.
So essentially,
It's just a load of nonsense.
you're spending 2 hours in line only to not be able to do what you were going to do because someone robs the bank.
Well, no, as soon as the bank gets robbed, the vault gets open, and your guy's just like, well, fuck it, I'll just walk into the vault and grab some money.
Oh.
And then the police decide that you're also a bank robber.
Well, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. You tried to take some of the money.
Yeah. No, it's a great game.
No, dear. So it looks like we have 2 more chances to get the egg back, and then we'll see what happens from there.
I hope Gaz isn't dying on the toilet.
So, looking at the map, where do you guys think we are?
You
The
think
other
we
side
came
of
out-
the mountains.
Huh?
Sorry.
You said the other
You
side
really,
of the
you
mountains?
really, you really think so? How could we have possibly gone that far? A couple hundred feet?
Goblin magic.
Well, we could also somehow have ended up down here.
But we only traveled in a straight line.
You know, it could be that there is a hidden mountain meadow with like a pass that goes back there that was retconned in.
Fair. Do we have an image of the overarching map somewhere in the D&D chat room?
We're not-
I just
it's
finished the map based on what
No,
we've
no,
seen
no,
so
not
far.
not the inside the tunnel map. The overarching world map.
I don't think so.
Ugh, we
Maybe
probably
once or
should.
twice he's shown it, but I don't think he's actually.
Oh, thank you, Zarg.
We certainly haven't left the smaller map, but that's for reference, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
We only really know about the left part. Left
I
side.
don't know, man. If we look at the map, the mountain's only 10 meters thick.
Lols. No. Probably like 200 miles.
Does anyone want to take a picture of the Karn map?
I'll grab a snap of it with the snippets tool.
There we go.
You mean like that?
Yep. Well, yeah. A little bit less than what I was saying, but cool.
That's literally all that I can see on my screen right now.
Here, I'll show you. I zoomed out all the way so I can see just a smidgen more. It doesn't give much more information, but
Oh, there is that circle with the crosshair. What is that again? The circle? Is that the fountain that we started at?
mm-hmm.
Does that mean that we can go back to the fountain and get more holy water?
Yep.
I
Well-
still have my two.
If we're down here, because for all we know, that last bit curled back around.
But it was straight.
Well, yes, it may have been straight, but the entrance itself could have been a slight curve, for all we know. Let's see. Pictures and references. Let's add the
Hold on, are we
latest.
inside? Are we inside or outside of the cave?
We're like,
I was like partially unconscious, partially unconscious, so I don't actually know where we are currently.
We're still inside a cave.
Oh, then we're
inside.
definitely gonna pop out on the other side.
It might be like she said, this little meadow kind of a thing below where we entered.
I don't know. I have
We'll
a
see
feeling
when we
if he's gone to the effort of making the map that large, he's gonna have a reason for us to go there. I have a feeling that we're gonna end up there.
So I'm going to save these maps real quick.
Mm-hmm.
None of this is intentional. He didn't intend for this to be what it ended up being. This cave. So anything that happens is probably gonna be retconned in.
Wait, this cave is an accident?
It wasn't supposed to be what we. It was supposed to be something else, but we came upon it with the egg and all that. So everything's probably retconned in. I wouldn't worry about it. Probably something that you can't deduce based on the map.
I
Are
legit
you
think
so
we're gonna-
sure about all that?
Oh fuck!
I'm confident you're not shitting yourself to death on the toilet then.
No, I've been here the entire time.
You're just
Not the
That's
entire
right.
time, but I was here for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, let's
Okay.
get going.
So, us discussing, you've heard everything.
Yeah, a good chunk of it.
As intended.
The
Good job with the fake surprise, guys. I think we got him fooled. He's falling right into our trap.
he does this every week.
Every other week.
Every
No,
week we
let's-
play.
Let's get going.
Okay, let me reset the ambience, as it were. But ultimately, yes, you are now currently facing your way down the mine. Hold on. Let me get you to the next page. You are now on, I want you to reveal area. Do that for me. There we go. Okay. So with this,
We can't see anything.
yeah, I know. Hold on. I am going to reset the ambience and then we shall be moving on.
Okay.
Because this doesn't exactly scream chase under the mountain. But it is
doesn't
jazzy.
Yeah, it doesn't scream dire peril.
Okay. So with this, it brings us to the next page. All right. With this, you are able to see. This is just a visual reference for now.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. With this, there is the goblin pump wagon churning its way through these depths. You can hear the clattering of metal on metal for the rails of this cart, or the wheels making contact with rail. You can see that there are now skid marks. You can see sparks. It's slowing down. So with this, now, what does the party wish to do? Sam, it is currently now well ahead of you at this point, as it has moved forward, but then has rapidly started to slow down. Sparks are seen under the wheels. A faint orange glow is now illuminating the underside of the cart. They're skidding. They're stopping. The screech of metal on metal. What do you wish to do, Sam?
I want that egg. That's the whole reason we did this.
Okay. So with that, what do you wish to do?
Just go up and grab the egg. That's all I want to do, is grab the egg and then go back to my friends and go out one of the exits.
Okay. But with that, roll athletics to try and run and keep pace. Because as fast as they are going, the slowing down is not happening very quickly.
Mm-hmm. So let's see.
Roll perception.
Oh, perception?
And then athletics to continue with what you're doing.
Ugh.
All right?
It's better than it
So
was.
roll. So the perception first. 1 second as I cough. So with this, you are able to see as the tunnel ahead of you illuminates with orange. You can see that there are more structural supports. None you have seen previously be near as numerous. But with this, you are able to see now that there is an extension to the mines. You can see that there are pillars going up and above over the rafters. You can see that there are now support beams. You can see that they are far more frequent than they have been for the length of this tunnel. However, with this, you can see that there are scattered remains of other carts, wagons, tools strewn about, and loose dirt in piles. Okay. So with that, you are not able to keep pace with the cart. It is still ahead of you, and it is still only at this point, only 40 feet away, screeching and wailing as it goes down.
Even dashing I can't keep?
They were going exceptionally fast,
Okay.
and as you notice, you are going further and further downhill.
Dear.
You can now hear the screech of metal as it cascades and vibrates through the hole.
Okay.
Zargish, what do you wish to do?
I'm still following.
I'm didn't finish.
Sorry,
my
I meant to
turn.
say, Sam, what are you doing?
I was gonna.
I accidentally said Zard. My bad. Go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna aim for the same wheel again.
You may try.
Keyword is try. 24.
You're hitting the wheel itself?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to basically break the spokes or break the wheel.
Ah, so you're trying to aim for the axle.
Yeah.
Okay.
The same thing that she hit last time.
Yep.
And got 9 damage on.
10.
That was reduced because of the situation that it was in. So ultimately, it took 4 damage, or it was
5.
10, or it was 9.
Last time it was 9, but you
Okay.
said it was 5 damage, and then this time I just hit it for a 10.
So with that, it will be an additional 5 damage. Once again, you hit the spoke, but as now, the wheel spins faster, faster, and as the arrow connects, it catches on, but it is then, a millisecond later, torn off by the sheer momentum of the wheel. Sparks are now flying. The arrow made contact. However, it did not dislodge or break any key components. So with this, you can see another mark is made on the wheel. This will count as 1 success.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, Zargish, what do you wish to do now?
Just following along. Carrying my buddy.
Because currently the situation is, you and Sai are somewhat nearby the entrance from where you came in at. And you can see that there were flames kind of flickering over that way.
Yeah, I
And
want to
your
pick up
friend
Sai.
is still unconscious.
I'm picking him up, and I'm going to go as fast as I can, the same direction Sam went, trying to keep up with her.
All right, roll a strength check for me.
God damn it. 7.
Okay. So I'll allow you to pick him up, but your movement is drastically reduced. So basically, you are now on difficult terrain carrying this man, so you can move half your distance.
20 feet.
He's still unconscious.
20 feet.
You are now upwards of 100 feet away, or
From Sam or
100
the cart?
feet away
From Sam or the cart?
from the cart.
Copy.
No, wait, I'm sorry. You're 100 feet away from Sam, and the cart is now 50 feet away from Sam, so now you're about 150 feet away from the cart.
Okay.
I have to keep this mental math, as I don't have a map.
I'm gonna look behind me again, of course, as I jog, trying
Okay.
to see if there's any change in the flickering of the light.
You can see. Roll actually a perception check. As you don't get dark vision, so you have to look. Dorito.
Nat 1, lols. I get 5.
You are
5.
able to see that the flickering of lights, as you're getting away, is it getting brighter?
Is it?
Is it? Oh. I can't see shit. Neither
Well,
can you.
that's all I can do.
So with that, Sai, your turn. Please roll an additional death save. But a fail doesn't kill you or anything like that.
Yeah.
See if you regain consciousness.
No.
Nope, that's a failure.
No, I do
Okay.
not. So I'm just gonna
You're still just
continue to
going
be
piggyback.
dead weight.
You're still just being slung over a shoulder like a sack of rice. Okay. So now, descending further and further into the depths. Now, you can see, Sam, that ahead of you, the screeching and wailing of metal on metal is still ongoing. With this, you are able to see. Roll percent. You do have dark vision, I do believe, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Roll perception.
14.
With that, you are able to see the frantic panic in the eyes of those aboard. The warriors have now scooped up some of the children. 2 of the warriors have now jumped off. And now the only people that are left are the pump, wagon, excuse me, the only people that are left are now only the two people pumping and the one that is steering. The two that are pumping are trying for their life, trying to hold the pump little seesaw in place. The screeching gets louder and louder.
Why are they trying
The
to
person that is steering, or the goblin that is steering the contraption, is then holding on for dear life, trying to keep them straight. More and more sparks emanate from the wheels and rails. All right. And they are moving ever further, ever faster, rolling down the rails. What do you wish to do, Sam?
You said faster, even though they're braking?
Even though they're braking,
Did the kids,
I'm
did the ones
going-
carrying the kids jump off?
The ones carrying the kids jumped off, didn't they?
they did.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going.
Let me actually make some rolls real quick to see how that goes. Okay. So with that, the two warriors are able to grab two children underneath each arm. They each hop off and try to land, well, bottom side first. The first goblin that jumped off with the four children, he jumps off and he tumbles wildly. The second jumps off. He lands, and again, tumbles wildly, but he manages to keep the children in hand. The others are now strewn about on the ground. They do seem to be weak and weary. They seem to live. The first one, the one that jumped first, does seem to have a broken set of legs, and the children are, well, for better or worse, alive. But now, the screeching of the cart continues as a banshee wail at the end of the tunnel. Okay. So, Sam, what do you wish to do?
First, I want to make a perception check to see if I can see anything at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, you may do so. Was that the 14 or? No, that was for the first one.
Yeah,
Roll a different perception check.
16.
Further down the tunnel, you're. Sai, are you okay over there?
Oh, sorry, I was bumping my microphone. I didn't realize it.
Oh, okay. So as you can see, going forward, in roughly about 100 feet from them, the shaft continues to go down, down, down further into the depths. From your current angle, it's hard to get a true view as to what they see, but it seems to level out.
They're freaking out, so I don't. If they jumped off with the kids, I'm wondering if it's a dead end.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for. This is the last try. Okay, I want a team. I want a team suggestion. Do I try to get the goblins off the cart and maybe. Or. Because if I can't get the egg, I'm going for the wheel, which will hopefully stop the cart.
Doubtful, but the ones on the cart aren't going to be able to stop you from taking the egg. So if you can, just try to catch up and take the egg.
The other issue is if they're freaking out, I don't know if it's there's a dead end or something. So
There could be some animal. There could be a cave-in.
Yeah. So should I try to save the goblins or just keep going for the egg?
I mean, how many have we killed already? You do what you think is best.
I'll go for the egg, and if I can't go for the egg, I'm going for the wheel, which will hopefully help stop the wagon. Does that sound good to everyone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we don't know if it actually dead ends.
We'll see.
Yeah, so athletics,
Yes.
that's a no. Okay.
As you have now been trudging and running all
Wait.
day with
What
almost
about
no respite, your legs aren't able to carry you as quickly as you would wish, as quickly as you would command. Your body is not as strong as it once was, or rather, not as invigorated as it was this morning.
Okay.
With this, you are unable to catch up to the cart.
I'm going to shoot at the wheel, the axle, one more time.
Do you still have your bardic inspiration that I gave you?
Yes, I don't know how to use it.
Oh, you choose to use it, and it adds +4 to an attack or a saving throw.
Okay, then I'll use it as the +4 to the attack. Because that wasn't a saving throw, that was a skill check.
Yes,
So I'll use it to the attack on the axle.
you absolutely may.
16, so that brings it up to 20.
Okay. So with that, roll for damage, because that does properly connect.
That
Okay.
would be 6. Do I add the 4 or no?
That was just to hit.
Okay.
So the 16 +4 got you a dirty 20. So yes, it does hit, and you get the full damage. With
Okay.
this, however, you do shoot an arrow, whispering on the wind. It lands and hits its mark. However, that is not enough to truly disconnect or discombobulate this contraption. You do, however, see that there is an additional spike now on the side of the cart. Being now the newfound arrow landed on its side, you gave them at least a new hairstyle.
Oh dear.
With this, is there anything else you wish to do?
That was bonus action, attack, and movement. No.
All right, Zargish, what do you wish to do?
Following along, carrying Sai, going as fast as I can. In the same
All right.
direction as him.
Roll an additional strength check for me, please.
I rolled it. I got it. A 20? Not a net 20.
Dirty
17.
20. With this, you are able to properly right yourself and get Vardak onto your shoulder in a proper state so that you can properly run as you do this.
40
So with
movement.
this, sorry,
My movement is 40. Can I do the full 40?
you can do the full 40, and you may actually dash if you so wish.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
So you are now
I'm
80
zooming.
feet closer to the action at hand. Roll perception for me.
Always.
And with that, a dexterity saving throw.
You're gonna get yeeted, Sai. That's a 12 on the perception.
You're gonna throw
Behind
it on
you.
Punisher's body?
Zargish, behind you, you are able to hear a rattle, a crackle, and a boom. Behind you, you can now feel the mountain quake all around you. There is a few rocks that are falling, but now, with that dexterity saving throw, Okay. as you hear a crackle, rattle, and boom, you can feel the entire mountain shake. And behind you, you feel a blast of air, hot air, blow from behind you, nearly knocking you off your feet, but you are able to right yourself just in time. The mountain rumbles and roars.
I'm zooming.
Okay. So with this, Sai, what do you wish to do? Or rather, please roll a death save, and if you succeed on this one, you will regain consciousness. And do it with advantage this time around. 13. With that, you are startled awake by a massive crackle and boom reverberating around the halls behind you, or rather in front of you as you're being carried over a shoulder, as you quickly discover. Beneath you, the ground moves on its own. Feet are moving in step, and Currently, you are able to see that you are currently at a speed unbeknownst to turtles before. With this, you are finding yourself in a position of being slung over one amphibian or reptilian shoulder, and you are bouncing along. A blast of hot air hits your face. You see a red light in the direction in which you came. It is burning. It is bright. What do you wish to do?
Is there anything like chasing us? Can I see that?
Roll perception.
19.
In the now radiating red light, you are unable to make out the outlines of any figures that are now potentially pursuing you. But with that, you are able to see that the light is quickly fading away as jagged objects are now blocking your vision, one by one. You hear the mountain rumble.
Okay. Am I reducing Vargas's movement?
Only if he feels strength.
Can I start, like, how do I start running on my own again?
Basically, you decide to hop off of him and then get on your own 2 feet.
You could yell at me to put you down, or like knock, I don't know, whack me, like, hey.
Oh.
Yeah,
Reaction, you
I'm-
can
I'm-
talk
I'm-
to him, and then he can use a reaction to do his act, to do whatever you ask him
I'll be
in this
right
situation. Sorry?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna tell Zargish to put me down and keep running on my own using. We're still running, right?
You are still running.
See, can I use dash?
You may.
Yeah.
You have a total of 60 feet. However, the cart is well ahead of you at this point. You can see as you turn and right yourself and begin running on your own 2 feet, you can see that the bottom of the cart is illuminated by orange, glittering sparks and the screech and wail of metal on metal.
That's it.
Okay. Ahead of you, you are able to see the sparks have grown brighter, but the cart trails further and further downwind, or further into the depths, as it were. With this, I will actually wait until Crimson comes back, because she is closer to you guys, so she can see it.
It's also her turn next. She can do stuff with the cart. We can't. At least
Potentially,
I
that
can't.
is.
I can't.
All right, let me finish chewing this, and then you will all get to hear it at once. At the same time, that is. Ahead of you, you are able to hear the screeching wail of metal on metal, of friction being applied. With this, you are able to see the illumination of the cart and the surrounding tunnel. There is support beams made of wood, some of stone. The further you go down, more and more of the stone is visible, the stone pillars. With this, the cart, far as you can see. Sam, actually roll perception for me, please. With the illuminating light of the cart below, of all the screeching sparks, you are able to see that you can see now what the goblins were so afraid of. You can see that now, as you continue to run after them, there is a stopping point, front of a wall. This wall looks to be the end of the tunnel, precisely, that is, and you can see that there are a myriad of wooden support beams, and now a cascade of a barricade made of wood, nailed into the wooden supports, and before it you are able to see a trestle, one of which that looks to be aged. You can see now that the trestle is damaged but not fully removed. You can see that there are tools strewn about, some of which look to be of goblin make. You can see that in the barricade, a section has been cut open. And now, you can see that the goblins have now tried to stop, but to no avail. With this, you can hear the screeching symphony of a wail of... One second. I'm sorry. You can hear the screeching of metal going further and further down. You can see more and more of the support beams and this barricading wall. With this, the goblins on the cart have now given up their attempt to hop off with only their bodies and persons with them. This, however, does not save them. They are then met with the bottom of the rail. The trestle has held as best it could, but it was not enough in the way of this cart. The cart is met with a sudden stop, crash, and an eruption is heard of... Eruption is not the best word. You can hear a crash of this cart billowing through the wall, opening up what was below. Now with this, the cart is destroyed. The egg is currently nowhere to be seen, but now a whole new opening has been made. The light quickly fades.
Is the egg flying through the air?
That is something that you cannot currently see.
Are
And the
the
egg is
walls-
currently out of sight.
Are the walls still covered in green crystals?
At this point, actually, yes, they are. But with this, you are unable to see where the egg has currently gone. Crimson, that is.
Okay.
Okay.
So the three goblins are dead now?
Very likely, that is. They rapidly stopped, and there were no screams.
Okay.
Or at least, the screams that happened were cut very short.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that,
Sam's turn, yeah?
what do you wish to do, Sam?
I want to go check on the cart
Absolutely.
where the cart went through.
Okay. So with this, the area is very likely illuminated with the green crystal. It has grown a tad more scarce, but in some areas, the crystals that are there are a little brighter than before, or at least brighter than previously seen. With this, you are able to see that there is a massive hole in this barricading wall. And now, we reveal the next bit. Before you, you are able to see the burned remains of a mine shaft. These excuse me, these supporting beams all look to be charred, but everything looks to be fairly old. These burns are not new. The only burning smell you can smell is that of burnt metal, that screeching all the way down. So with this, you are able to see the, well, utterly broken remains of the cart, and you can see the red paste of the bodies, or what were corpses now, of the goblins that were previously piloting this vehicle.
Oh dear.
Ahead of you, you can see that there is a twisted, mangled shape, surrounded by jagged, irregular shapes, some of which look to be smooth, but surrounding this creature, as best it could be called, is a ooze of sorts, a sticky ichor surrounding this thing.
It hatched, lols.
With this,
Mhm.
you are able to see a mangled shape lying in the midst of these jagged sharp objects at best. It's nothing like you've ever seen.
I'll approach it.
Absolutely. And with this, you are able to see, as you approach, you can see a general shape of a small creature. In the illuminating green light, you are able to see the mangled shape of what looks to be a small animal, roughly 3 feet long, no more than 2 feet wide. You can see that it has claws and what appears to be a beak, but the rest of it is horribly misshapen. As you approach, you are quickly able to realize this ichor, this jagged shape surrounding this tiny creature. This looks to be where the egg had landed, prematurely hatching the egg, and the mangled body, well, it moves not.
I'm gonna check if it's alive in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
That
As
medicine?
you may roll for medicine.
No. That's a 5.
As you approach, you are able to recognize in closer proximity in the shading light, you are able to see that this looks similar in stature, at least, in, well, general amalgamating shape. If it were set straight, that is, the legs are mangled, the body broken. This thing, if it were alive, certainly doesn't look it.
Mm-hmm.
This appears to be, if you had to infer, looks to be the body of an owlbear. A baby owlbear, surrounded by the ichor of its own shell.
Well,
Looks like it wasn't done cooking.
I need to count how many times you've used Ichor in this campaign.
I cannot, no. No more than 6, I'm sure, so far. Okay.
well, darn.
That's life for you.
All right. Is there anything you wish to do currently, Sam?
Knowing that the baby's dead now, probably just turn around and head off.
Okay.
Turn around?
Or not turn around because there's behind us been caved in. Going forward doesn't look like it's safe, but it may be the only way out at this point. Because we
Okay.
didn't pass any other offshoots, did we?
Well, roll a history check. See if you remember if there was anything there.
Okay.
Because most attention was focused forward and only so.
7. Boys, did either of you see any offshoots?
If there was anything to be seen, I would have seen it. I wasn't focused on my cart. I was just carrying my guy, walking around.
I
With
was
that,
unconscious for a great deal of
you
it.
two are currently still fairly far behind. Both of you
Oh.
roll perception.
9.
Okay. And you, Zargish? In the dim green light, you are able to see that around you are strewn about old mining supplies, some carts, wagons, or rather primarily wheelbarrows. And you can see that there are some metal carts that have been tossed on their side along with their contents. Before you, you see the mangled and broken remains of one of the goblins. It still moves. It's one of the warrior goblins by the look and size of it.
What
The
are
rest,
kids?
at this point, have now gotten out of dodge and are now out of sight.
The kids that he presumably carried, you mean?
Possibly.
They left him, seemingly.
And the other warrior is not to be seen. However, the one before you, its legs are significantly
His
distorted.
His legs are broken.
So with this, you are able to see that there is one goblin warrior ahead of you with broken legs, currently on the ground. His chest is heaving.
I'd like to go to him. I want to ask him if does he speak common.
So, as you begin to approach, you can hear the small shink of a dagger being unsheathed. He then holds it weakly with a shaking hand, pointing in your direction. However, he doesn't seem to get any closer.
I asked him, "Do you speak common?"
With this, he kinda cocks his head and then does a sneer. He growls a little bit.
I'll ask him again.
Ask him again what?
Do you speak common?
With this, he still only growls and points the dagger at you. Ready to pounce, as it were. If he could, that is.
Are you an idiot? Or can you not speak common, my dude? I say yet again the third time.
Again, you are met with more snarling, and with this one, he now tries to use his other hand to discreetly, air quote, try and scoot further and further away from you. He seems to be scooting away to the left side of the cavern, or at least the left side of this shaft.
Can myself and Sai look over and see if we can see any kids hiding over there?
On the left side, you mean?
Yeah.
Roll perception. Did you get a 15?
I got a 15. He got a I got a 22. He got a 15.
Okay. So with this, as you peer through the cave on the left side of the cavern wall, you are unable to see any bodies or any shapes peering, lurking in the shadow.
Up above as well in the rafters.
As you begin to look up and around, you do not see any on the left side. There aren't any offshoots or any side tunnels of sorts on the left side.
No crevices? No
None
mine
that can be
carts?
readily seen.
Are the mine carts there? The carts that were turned over?
The carts that have turned over towards the right side of the cavern. But on the left side, you see nothing.
I don't know about Sai. I want to go look behind the carts. I want to see if there's any kids over there.
I'm gonna, even though he's not much of a threat, I'm gonna stay watching the goblin, the broken body.
I'm gonna quickly walk over there and see if I see any kids hiding behind the carts.
Hey. On the right side of the room, with the strewn about carts, you are unable to see any small masses or bodies hiding behind these carts.
I go to the other side of them and look on the other side of them. Like I physically go over there. Check.
Can you repeat that? You were kind of mumbling.
I go over there and I check. I don't just look.
All right. Roll investigation.
$18.
With that, as you begin to check all around, not just in the area where the goblin was, but on the right side of the tunnel, you are able to see, as you are checking around, leaving no stone unturned at the moment, as you begin to pull aside some of the scrap and some of the debris, you are able to see that there is a small tunnel leading off to the right, on the right side of the cavern. It goes forward and makes a turn.
Cool. I'll go back to the other goblin. I'll turn to Sai and ask, you want to kill him or do you want to like try to save his life?
Where's Crimson?
She's like
He is
100
currently
feet.
down towards the end of this shaft.
Should we leave him here and then go to Crimson and see what she thinks?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Or we're gonna keep heading on then, I guess.
Okay. One
We
second.
can, we can dash because we're probably worried about Crimson. We don't know what happened to her.
Absolutely. You are now currently out of combat stance. Movement is now free.
Cool.
So yeah, we catch up with
Okay.
Crimson.
Yes. So as you are approaching, you are able to smell the terrible burnt smell of metal. It stings up your nose. But as you are able to go down further and further, you are able to see one Sam standing over the wreckage and one mangled mess. Currently, you are able to see around you the scattered remains of what used to be the wagon and the broken trestle that it took with it. Around you, you see a wall with a myriad of wooden support beams. You can see that on the left and right sides of this wall, you can see that it is largely boarded up, and it looks to be a wooden wall. But in the center of this wall, you can see that there is a large hole broken into, allegedly by the remains of this cart.
Are there any signs? Do you see any remains of like any signs or writing on the wall?
No, unfortunately. There doesn't seem to be anything around.
Just a random wall. It's just chilling in the middle of a mine. Who knows why it's there?
What?
Who knows why the wall is there?
Currently, yes. Trying to find the music and ambience.
So,
So
Okay.
we go to Crimson and then we look to the mass over there and say, is that the egg?
yep.
I'll ask her if she checked to see if it was alive.
To my knowledge, it's dead. You're welcome to check yourself.
Yeah, I'll try to check myself. I believe her, but I want to check just in case.
Alright. While you're doing that, I'm going to tell Crimson about the paraplegic goblin up the tunnel.
Cool. And Gauze, I rolled a 22 on a medicine check, trying to check to see if it's alive or if there's movement or if there's any sign of breathing or the pumping of blood.
Signs of breathing, you see none. Its chest is still. The body is still.
No, I'm doing a medicine check. I'm going in and I'm touching it and shit. I'm getting up my hands.
Yes. As you touch it, you don't feel the chest heave to take in breath.
No pumping of blood. I checked the pulse and all that.
There is
that's
nothing that discerns any form of life, any sign of life.
Whack. Cool. I'll go back and be like, yeah, it's definitely dead. Good job discerning that.
But yeah, I'd say very much so. The how to put this? Those gobs are the goblins over there. Couldn't stop the cart, couldn't keep the egg. So, did y'all find any offshoots by any chance? So we can get out of here?
Yes, we did, as a matter of fact, right next to the goblin who broke his legs.
One of the goblins broke their legs?
Yeah, I think I saw. I was telling you about that.
Yeah, I told you about the paraplegic goblin.
Okay. Can we heal it? Or do you think it'll attack us if we try to heal it?
That was the question. Do you want to try to help him out or just kill him?
Every time we approach it, it pulls a dagger out.
It doesn't seem to
Probably
speak our
scared.
language. Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
we
It
did
doesn't seem to speak
kill
common.
quite a few of them.
It didn't seem to speak common.
Can we take the dagger away from it first?
You may certainly try.
Let's try to take the dagger away and then see if we can at least wrap his legs. May not be able to heal him, but we can at least wrap the legs, right? And then
Carry him. Yeah.
after that, we can try to go. We can try to basically get out.
Everyone roll perception.
Mm-hmm. 18.
16.
And Czar,
21.
from your current stance, you are able to feel the small movement of air wisping over your body from directly behind you down the path of this shaft with what looks to be burnt supports.
From which direction do we feel a wind coming?
Behind
Basically,
us.
down the shaft, further down into the depth.
It's coming from there.
You can
So,
feel air moving.
which means there's probably an opening somewhere. Because otherwise, if there wasn't, the air down here would be stale. Which
True.
means if this was another entrance, they could have closed it off to keep, because the goblins, they could have closed it off because of the cave-ins, they could have closed it off because of the burn.
It does suck to leave empty-handed.
Well, it's not like anything survived.
And we're not in an area where there's stones on the wall, like the gems.
The green shit.
Around you, you are able to see that there are several of these crystals, but these crystals are now blue past this wooden wall.
Okay, I will ask my compatriots, like, who among you is most acquainted with minerals? Could any of you be able to tell us what this is?
I have alchemist supplies. Would that help?
Too bad we don't have a dwarf.
What are you,
We do.
racist? They think they know all minerals just by heart?
No, most dwarves are better suited towards caves and such.
Hmm. But anyway,
Um,
this harkens back to an argument from my other campaign where people were being racist towards the dwarf, like, oh, you could know a mineral just by licking it. It was funny at that time. But anyway, with this, go ahead.
we do have those pickaxes. We can always try to get some of the green and blue gems.
Heck yeah, we could. Assuming they're of any worth at all, who knows?
Well, we can always use them for small things of light. I mean, they light down here and there's no sunlight, so that means they don't have to be charged in some way, shape, or form.
Does the blue seem brighter than the green?
That could be a matter of opinion, but they so far seem to shed a similar amount of light.
How about we get a few blue and get a few green?
Let's do it.
So pick up the pickaxe, or grab the pickaxe and go for it.
Yeah, I'd like to, since we're not in danger now, we're just chilling. I'd like to go grab and see if I can knock off, I don't know, 10, 20 pounds worth of this stuff.
Guys.
Absolutely. Roll strength.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I use my alchemist supplies in any way to, like, see if I can figure anything out about the stones?
That might
I
be
will say yes. But with this, let me see the applicable skills. With this, can I have you make a mixture of an Arcana and Nature check?
16 on the Arcana and 20 on the Nature.
Okay. Can you describe to me how you want to use these alchemist supplies?
Oh.
Let me look at the supplies and see what it directly consists of, if any. Okay. So it doesn't directly say, so you can describe what you want these alchemist supplies to be. Because as an alchemist, I imagine you have a mortar and pestle. But I also envision that you might have some vials, maybe a few liquids to maybe have as solutions. Can you describe to me how this works?
So between a hardness testing thing, which is basically just like a little chisel, the mortar pestle, and the vials that have like several dissolving liquids in it, I use those to figure it out.
Okay, well enough. With this, you are able to confirm your suspicion. With this, you recognize illustrations in your past of crystal formations and, well, candelabras and chandeliers of what nearly look to be of fantasy make. But these crystals are exactly what you remember them to be, of the candlelight crystal. Come in a variety of flavors, or rather, colors, but also flavors. They do taste like different amalgamations of fruit, as it were, if they were turned into rock candy. But with these, you are able to find that these are indeed candlelight crystal.
I'm going to share that knowledge with the rest of the party.
Okay.
What do we know about candlelight crystals? Have any of us, the rest of us, seen them before?
Only in tales, if anything.
So they're like rare, valuable, perceived as such.
Crimson,
Yes.
roll a history check at disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Oh. How?
Oh.
There is something knocking at the back of your mind. This looks familiar in one half sense of the word, but you cannot place it.
Can I roll a nature check to see if I know that if these are dangerous in any way, shape, or form?
Well, you may certainly inspect, but you may, yes.
Radiation poisoning. Let's
Nope.
go.
I don't think a 4 does it.
As far as you tell, and as far as you touch the crystal, it's hard, to say one thing. Brittle on the edges, but you sniff it? Doesn't smell bad. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't seem poisonous. Do you want to taste it?
No.
Well, to know the mineralogy of certain minerals, you do have to taste it, just to confirm.
Prefer not. We both did a strength of 15. Can we mine a couple of these crystals?
You may. With a 15 and a pickaxe in hand. The pickaxe is fairly rusty and old, but it's of dwarven make. You are able to see a bearded figure on the side, printed. As you begin to whack away at it, chips begin to fly, but you are able to collect, on this vein, 4 sticks of andalite crystal. This has a blue glow to it, and you can see that there is light at the center of this crystal.
Okay. And then I'd like to go and try for some green crystal too.
You may.
Okay. So let's roll that strength. 13.
Okay. So with this, you are able to chip away and gather 3 out of this vein of green candlelight crystal.
Okay. So so then we each have 4 blue candlelight crystal. Or each of us that were trying to mine it. And then I have 3 green as well.
You have a total of 4 blue and 3 green for the party at the moment.
Okay.
As you begin to wield and pick up these crystals, these candlelight crystals, you can see that they cast a light of upwards of 10 to 15 feet. Interesting. Okay. So with this, what does the party wish to do?
Shall we continue on towards the draft?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave the goblin as he is, or
Hopefully, once they realize we're gone, they'll go back for him.
Well, there was
Okay.
a cave in. I don't think they can.
Well, there was still the other warrior.
and the kids? Yeah, who knows if they'll come back? Maybe not.
I mean, the only thing we could do is go back, try to bandage his legs, and try to bring him with us. But I highly doubt him being a warrior he'd allow us to.
He tried to kill us.
We can just leave him be then.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So with this, what does the party wish to do?
Head back down to where the cart crashed and continue onward towards through that tunnel. You guys agree?
Well, currently, you're past the crash and are in this tunnel. You wish to go further down?
Oh yeah.
Follow where the breeze is coming from.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As with this, we bring ourselves to the next page. As you begin to walk further down this tunnel, you are able to see that there are now rafters, all of which seem to be made of stone. You can see that there are some wooden support beams. There are cobwebs. A variety of cobwebs are strewn about through the rafters. You can see around you that there is a mixture of tools. But you are also able to see in the wreckage, in some of the rubble, there appears to be a small pile of bones. It is now late at night. Does the party wish to do anything? You've been fighting all through the day, and now you are in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Do
Your
y'all want to
bodies
short
begin
rest?
to tire.
Do y'all want to find a little nook to hole up in and do a short rest?
I have 5 health. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we could long rest, that'd be great. But the issue is, they seem scared of this area.
The wall, it might be walled up for their protection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We could try to find like a room or something that we could easily defend.
My suggestion would be get again, either that, but who knows how long that could take. If y'all
I'll
are
be right back. I gotta use the head. Sorry, I'll be right back.
if y'all are okay with it, we could just set up a small camp right here and take shifts. We only need 8 hours each.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could take the first watch. One of you take the second, and then someone takes the third. That sound good?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we wish to take a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
In shifts, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with this, you manage to find yourself a little incropping or undercropping. You can see that there is a dead end. You feel that it might be best to put your backs to it and see and have enemies come at one direction, if any.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, all you see now is strewn about tools, rubble, some strewn about rock. Looks cozy for
I'm
a
sorry.
cave. At
Did y'all
best.
find a place? Did you find a place to rest?
We're at a dead end. We found a dead end, so we put our backs to it. We're gonna take shifts. I'll take first. One of
How
y'all
wide
can-
is the shaft we're in?
This shaft is approximately 15 feet wide, and with
Oh.
this, you are able to put. You have a rough estimate area of about 15 by 15 feet of space.
How tall is it?
This cavern, or rather this tunnel, is about 10 feet tall.
What is the condition of the beams? You said they're mostly stone.
Mostly stone, but you do see that there are some wooden ones that have been placed.
How
So
big are
which
the
look-
how big are the cobwebs?
Okay. Oh, that
The
one's
cobwebs look to be of considerable size. They've been here for a while.
What do you
Looks
mean by
like they had
considerable
time
size?
to build.
Does it look like they were made by small spiders? Is I guess what I'm trying to deduce.
Roll investigation.
It should be obvious.
Because these are large clumpings.
rolled 3, but like, what are the size? What is the physical dimensions? I said,
With
what?
these cobwebs, they seem to cover most of the raptors, but with this area does look fairly old. These spiders just might have had plenty of time on their hands to weave enough web to just cover most of the ceiling.
I don't want to be covered in cobwebs when I wake up and then get bitten by a spider that does like 2d10 poison damage.
Okay, that's why we're taking watches. That's
Okay,
the whole
okay.
point of watches. You
How
protect
tall?
everyone.
How tall is the tunnel?
Tunnel is 10 feet tall, 15 feet wide, and some of the rubble here looks at least mildly comfortable.
So how far is this dead end from the turn we took? Was this the straight off tunnel? Was it straight on?
In this main
is there
shaft
another tunnel?
area,
Mhm.
there was one main shaft and a multitude of offshoots. This one looked to be a dead end.
Okay,
You
how
are
far?
in one of the offshoots,
Okay, how far does the offshoot go from that chamber?
approximately 40 to 50 feet.
Okay. So y'all want to hold up in there for a long rest potentially?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right. Who wants first shift?
I'll take
And
first.
do any of you want to take dinner or anything like that?
Yes. I'll
Okay.
eat rations.
Yep. Drink water. Stay hydrated.
Okay. So
And
with this, go ahead.
no, that's it. There's tools laying around. Is there still crystals? Is there still light crystals in the walls?
There are crystals at even intervals in between the offshoot areas or offshoot tunnels.
Okay, so it seems like they were placed there,
Could be.
or they're simply the only ones that weren't taken away tactily.
Many things could happen. Time is a tale that is only told by those that experience it.
Cool. So, anything else you want to do before we like do this whole long rest thing?
No, we better do it soon because I know you've almost died. We're all low on HP, and if anything else comes at us, we're probably dead.
So the long rest is 8 hours.
Yes.
Correct.
So
Do we
And it
magically go
is
to full
currently
HP?
the middle of the night.
Do we magically go to full HP?
With 5e, that's unfortunately how it works.
you hit
Unfortunately,
you
you
hit
say?
the long rest button, and it does it for you. What we're gonna do is we're taking shifts, so each of us get 8 hours, but we each spend a couple hours being up while the others are asleep.
And we get our spell slots back.
Okay. And if the DM interrupts it by like saying, "Oh look, a wild Gigamon has appeared,"
Full 8 hours is not used then.
what we do is we say, "Okay, that was 7 short rests."
Oh.
We get however many short rests it was, right? Because we're still resting.
No,
So if the long
not how
rest
it
is,
works.
so you're saying if the long rest is interrupted, we get nothing.
I see where you're coming from, but I'm not going to say like you have X amount of short rests because you only have. You can do as many short rests in the day as you like, but ultimately you only get so many hit dice in those
Okay,
without
so
the
we're
without the long rest.
So we are going to try our best to long rest here. So then
Yes.
let it be.
That's why we're doing the that's why you have watches.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
So I'm taking the first watch. Who's taking the second?
I can take the third watch.
Okay, so Sai, you're taking the second.
Okay.
Hey.
So does anything
with-
happen?
So with this, as you go through the hours, you hear the gentle slumber of your party mates behind you. With this, there is a light illumination. Did you want to have the lights on your persons or set in the center of you like a makeshift campfire?
We put them on the side of the wall with our pack.
I was keeping at least the ones that I specifically mind. I was keeping them in my pack because
Because all the ones that you have mined have been done by Crimson. I don't remember anyone else doing anything.
I did.
He got 15 strength, so that way he could mine some too.
Okay. And were you picking at green or blue one?
I only got the blue.
Okay. So you have 3 of your own blue.
So
Okay.
the
Yeah,
ones
I put mine in my pack.
mine are in my pack because I can see, and this way, nothing can see us.
Allegedly.
It's harder. It's harder to see something that's has a light in front of it than to see something with a light behind it.
Indeed.
So
So with this, you, with your ability to peer into the darkness, you see nothing, but you hear only the gentle breathing of those behind you. Next shift. Zargish, you're up second, I believe?
I'm up third.
You're up third. Sai, with this, you do not have dark vision. You are only able to see the very faint blue light in the hole not but 40 feet away. From what you can hear, you hear a faint drip in the hall, or beyond the hall. Everything echoes down here. As you begin to shift and right yourself in a position, you disturb a small bit of gravel, the echo of which bounces on the wall from the left to the right to down the hall. Everything echoes. With this, in the dark, it seems uneventful. Next up, Zargish. With this,
Is the dripping still continued? Did he have anything to report from his watch?
do you have anything to report?
Sorry, my internet was kind of like really choppy there.
Anything of note? Like, did you said you heard a dripping during your watch? Does the drip? Do we still hear it?
I guess we still hear it, but
Do we still hear it?
it's just
DM?
water.
You do still hear a drip, but it's
Cool.
not very frequent. It's only ever so often.
Actually, can I ask a question about the drip?
Yes,
Is it back where we came from or towards where we were going?
from as far as you can tell, from as much as you know of the area where you were that looked burnt didn't have any water or any puddles on the ground. From this, everything seems to echo down here. So, possibly it's further ahead.
Cool beans. And then I'll stand my watch.
Okay. Zargish, as you are able to sit and listen.
Wait. So, we're doing a 12-hour thing, or 8 hours we sleep. Each of us sleeps for 8 hours, and then afterwards, like for me, I just took my long rest.
You have already taken your long rest, so you are long rested because you are at the tail
So I
end
should
of 2
click-
shifts.
So I should click the long rest button. Where's that?
So you are currently the only person that is long rested.
Okay. Yes.
The others are now finishing up their ends.
How do I do the? Okay. Long
Just
rest.
do the long rest button and apply and confirm.
Done.
So with this, you are able to hear the ever so often drip of water, presumably, that is likely down the hall, further along in the cave. With this, you are able to hear a light rustle and crackle. A rock has been disturbed, but outside of that, a light crackle reverberates through the hall.
What do you mean by crackle?
It's an interesting thing to describe the sound. You are able to hear what sounds like the bending of something. Something that I don't think you've ever heard before. Truly hard to describe. With this, it's a crackle and a rustle, and then the dropping of a rock, disturbed rock, something moved.
Can I ascertain, even with the echoes, where this rock was dropped? Do I see?
You do not
This
see
disturbing
where
of
this
rock.
was, But roll perception check.
Does it sound like it was close, like within the 50 feet of this tunnel, or outside of it?
Everything echoed. With this, it's truly hard to ascertain precisely where, as you do not have echolocation in your repertoire of abilities.
I rolled a 10.
With the 10, all that you can really gather is that it's away from you and likely elsewhere.
I will be sure to not just be awake, but, gaze down at the tunnel, looking for anything that may peek over the sides or,
Okay.
be on the floor.
And with this, things are uneventful. You wake up in what is considered, or quite possibly, the morning. Without the sun, it's pretty hard to tell. And your internal clocks have been so far in the dark for so long, it's near impossible to tell truly what time of day it might just be. So with this, it brings us to the next page. Okay. So as the party gets up, what does the party wish to do? Oh wait, y'all are able to see this shit, aren't you?
Yeah.
Whoopsie. Oh wait, no. Hide area. So what all are you able to see?
We
Black.
Currently it's all black. Was
Mhm.
there anything you were able to see before?
yes.
It was the big open cavern fire.
Okay. The big open cavern.
Yeah.
Alright then.
with the blue water.
Okay. So, actually, let's go back to this page real quick before we move on. I was getting a little excited, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So with this,
We have
the
to
time has now been undeciphered, but you are all now long rested. As well rested as some could be, sleeping whoever knows how far underground. Now, what does the party wish to do?
We have to do everything in our power to make it so we never ever go to that place that was depicted.
Wait, what?
It's fate.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you were saying. It sounds like you're mumbling.
I was joking. My apologies. Never mind.
Hun, I can't make out what you're saying right now. It sounds like you're mumbling.
I was joking.
Speak up!
I was joking. It was a bad joke. Never mind.
I heard what he did say if you want to know that.
Can y'all hear me?
It's not bad. I can hear you. I'm used to hearing you mumble.
I am not mumbling. I'm being
You speak
very
quietly.
You've gone from speaking at what sounded a normal tone to I could barely hear you. I had to turn you up from 100% to 200.
Am I better now, or do I need to check my microphone?
Ability.
Um,
Sorry, that's my dog. Sorry.
I've turned you up to 200% so I can hear you now. I don't know about everyone else.
hello?
Hi.
Hi.
So, Czar, can you talk?
Yes. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
So everyone make sure you hit the long rest button and then
I
you
have.
confirm it. And then after that, I say we keep following the breeze. What do y'all say?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Makes sense to me.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, you wish to follow the breeze, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you begin to walk out of your dead-end area, you are able to see the faint, illuminating blue light of the area around. As you continue to walk forward, you see more tools are strewn about, more rubble along the side, and you see a pile of bones. These bones are hidden underneath some rubble, but otherwise you see more and more cobwebs as you begin to exit, or rather, follow the smell of your nose. I almost did the joke. But as you continue to go forward, you are able to feel more and more of this fresher air, and you are able to see more and more cobwebs as you go. The ceiling is now nearly covered in white gray. But with this, more and more bones are strewn alongside the path. What does the party wish to do?
I have my bow and arrow ready.
You certainly may.
Can I make a history check since it's a new day?
A history check because it's a new day to
Sometimes,
see
depending
if
on
it is one.
no, because sometimes for checks, depending on DM rule, when it's a new day, you're allowed to make a previous check that you failed.
Okay.
So
What would you like to roll history for?
both the gems and I'd like to roll history on the where to see if I know anything about where we are at this point, like a mine that's closed down.
Last you checked, you're in Bjargun's mine, but you absolutely may roll history.
Well, I know I'm in Bialgoons, but like maybe know how far it goes. There's an 11 and an 18.
What would you like to apply to what?
The map. Is anything that we see make sense on the map? Or
Make sense on the map.
does it seem as though we are in a place that is depicted on the map?
No.
On the map that was previously discovered for Bjargun's mine?
Yep.
No, you do not. From as far as you can tell, you are already past the exit area. That or, please, inspect the map.
Okay.
Roll investigation.
I got an 11.
I'll take a gander as well, since
But-
she is looking at it.
History 18 on the crystals, 11 on the mine.
I got pinged by Rabbit. Sorry, go ahead. What were you saying?
History 11 on the mine, 18 on
Okay.
the crystals, and then an 11 for investigation.
Okay. For the mine, as far as you can tell, they did say they burst into a cavern, and ever since, the mountain grumbled and groaned. But with this, it didn't really describe where this cavern was. Okay. So with this, on the other one, crystal, there is a faint hint in the back of your mind. You remember seeing similar lights back in yonder older days, of which you've largely blocked from your mind, or rather, haven't thought of in a very, very long time.
Oh no.
So with that, on the investigation on the map, you seem to be at an abrupt end on where the map edge was. And even with crinkling the paper, it seems that this was the only half of this sheet. Maybe that was the only sheet of the map available?
So shall we push on?
I mean, we can't go back.
Cool. Let's go then.
Okay. So with this, you wish to continue forward.
Mhm.
Did y'all want to look at the other offshoots? Or go down the one that went straight?
I'm just wanting to follow the fresh breeze because that's probably going to take us to the cavern.
Yeah,
and the
yeah, you're
only cavern we know of is the one that led to the where we got our weapons, or where I got my weapon and all that, and where the owlbear egg was and such.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's see if we can discern where the draft is coming from and follow that direction.
So with this, you are brought to the next page. Before you, you are able to see that the shaft ceiling seems to rise. You can see around you that there are stone walls, refined, smooth. Around you, you are
Currently,
able
we
to
only
see.
see the bottom half of this picture, I think.
You are correct.
Okay, that's intentional? Okay.
That is intentional. With this, you are able to see that the ceiling extends further up. You can see that there is a cacophony of webs surrounding you. You can see that in some of these webs there is a small army of spiders, all content to sit in place. With this, you are able to see around you what looks to be forges, other refining elements. You can see that there are carts strewn about, some of which holding chunks of minerals, others holding other, minerals currently undiscovered as to what they are. But with this, you are able to see that the lights begin to become more sparse. You can see that there are some on the corners of walls, some of which lead into other halls. You can see that now you are outside of the immediate tunnels, but around you, you see that there are stone walls stacked high, and around you, you see forges and other strewn about materials. What does the party wish to do?
I don't like this. I don't like all the webs. I have my arrow at the ready to fire at the first thing.
Roll
True.
perception.
Very uneasy.
Okay. That's a 4.
Around you, you are only able to see webs and a small army of spiders that are content to sit in place.
They don't attack us, we don't attack them. Is that understood, everyone? We do not want an army of spiders swarming us.
I'd like to take out some of my glowy boys in order to give me light so that I can see better.
Okay. With that, you are able to pull out one of your crystal light candles, and you are able to see around you, much of the same description as before. A large amount of spider web is painting the ceiling, making it near a white gray. You are also able to see a myriad of black dots in this web, a small army of small spiders, all of which seem content to sit in place. And around you, you are able to see stone walls, smooth, cut, and you can see that there are empty forges, long since cold.
I say we just push on, y'all. I don't really want to investigate the mine carts or the minerals or the forges too much. This place is sketchy.
Yeah, we might get too close.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
So with this, I will give the party an option. We are 15 minutes away from our designated end cut time. Before we go any further, this seems like a really good bookmark place. Does the party wish to continue on next week? And more things can be properly prepared for you this way.
I'm done.
Okay.
That was a pretty cool session. We did a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happened.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's bookmark it.
Well,
So
and
with
y'all,
this,
I'm sorry, but this is the last session I will likely be able to do for the next month.
Aw.
I'll be back in January, though. I definitely want to continue. It's just work. Work has me very preoccupied for the next month.
you're mumbling.
Work has me very preoccupied for the next month. My apologies. I hope Lit will be able to
Fill in the gaps.
join y'all. Yeah.
So with this, that is the end of this session. You have traversed the entirety of Biargun's mine, and now you seem to have come out at the other end. but you are surrounded by webs. Next time on Dungeons and Dragons of the Night Crew. So for now, toodles, everyone. Thanks for being here if you stayed this long. I don't know why on earth you would, but hey, thanks.
We hope y'all enjoyed.
Alrighty, toodles.
Good night, y'all. It was a pleasure. See you in 2023.
2022.
Oh, yeah.